Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so let's get live on these other platforms. So we're live on Twitter, live on LinkedIn, and live on Facebook. All right. So let's jump into this. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we typically use viral video topics for teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your own life. Today, we happen to be caught up in this story that is taking a blaze on YouTube. There is a content creator by the name of The Pink Pill who creates content about swirling and being in interracial relationships, etc. And she was on a Clubhouse yesterday. So listen, the full boondoggle seems like a quagmire. It seems like there's all sorts of things entangled in this, right? But we have a guest here who is going to speak with you all today. Let me give you all a little bit of background, right? If you don't know who Christelyn Karazin is, I'm going to show you a quick photo of her. Here we go. We're going to just jump over here real quick. All right. All right, so these are images of Christelyn Karazin. Let me get the next page up on here. So this is her right there. Those of you know and love her as The Pink Pill. She wrote a book on swirling. She's been on YouTube for about 12 years. She was married to a white man that she had a family with, and well, whom she has a family with, and they, according to what's being told, they recently got divorced and she has a new man by the name of Mr. E. Yesterday on Clubhouse, it is being stated that in a room, a black guy came onto the stage because people were talking about interracial dating and talking about bringing home black people to meet your parents, etc. And the black guy who we're about to speak to got into the verbal altercation. Well, was it an altercation or was it something that happened organically? We're going to hear his side of the story. He's speaking out. So he's going to tell his side of exactly what happened, how it took place, etc., etc. If you're new to my channel, I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a certified life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching. And listen, I understand that this is a sensitive topic for some people, and that's fine. I understand that there are a lot of people who are they themselves having some sort of crisis, right? Let me just say this at the top of the video so that you all understand where it is that I'm coming from. I want you to pay attention, right? Because they say, I'm gonna hold back that statement that I was just about to say, but I'll say this: how you do anything is how you do everything, right? I want you to pay attention to how some of the people behave in the comments, and you can see who are the people that are really truly attempting to promote a loving atmosphere, one which fosters communication, the people who have the emotional intelligence and the intellect to be able to have discourse and discuss topics. You'll see in the comments, because I'm noticing a pattern, and I'm just going to tell you all this right here. Listen, I don't know how you all were made. I don't know if you all are bitch made. I don't know. But I know that I was born in the brine and brandished in the fire. I know. So if you think, let me just explain something to you. I am a birth control baby, right? I made my way into this world. My mother died when I was a teenager, and I had a near-death experience before I came onto YouTube in the first place. Let me tell you something. I was born and raised fighting in the streets of the Bronx. If you think If you think that you're going to come out and type your little gangster comments and that I'm going to be the one troubled by this, you are wrong. I am telling you, invest your time in healing yourself, because there's some of you out there who are not getting the message, and you think and you don't understand. Listen, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I don't mince words. When I say I'm concerned about a person, I'm concerned. And when I say I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. So don't hear a thing that I'm not saying and try to put and project your own words onto me, right? We care about Black female content creators on this page. What I care about most are the self-love lessons that you can take for yourself. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Here. Let's see. Are we going to start our block party? Karen Youngblood, first person. Simple as that. Throw your boxing gloves in the air. Text notification squad, go ahead and throw up your 10s. We are going to jump into a quick commercial break, and then we are going to get the heckler on the line. We're going to get the heckler on the line. You know, it's like some of you, let me tell you, some of you have been following cotton candy too long. That you think say that other people melt and blow through the wind like cotton candy. Wear boxing gloves over here. Ain't no melting, baby. We tough over here, so. So nonetheless, text notification squad in the house. Listen, Leo season is upon us. For those who don't know, you know now. I need to get the sound of a roar for the rest of the month of August. All right, so let's jump into a quick commercial break, and then we are going to get the heckler on the line. Here we go. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off
Hey, I'm going to bring you on in a second, okay?
Support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text. Hey, all right. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So we have the young man on the line right now. So let's go ahead and get the right screen up so that we can hear him. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hi. You're on the air live with Tanya TKO. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for calling, Tanya.
Okay, so I am calling you, hold on, I'm calling you so that we can get the full story out there. So tell everybody your name.
Julius Stacks on Clubhouse.
Okay, look, there's no need for you to be nervous, Julia. You said Julius or
Yeah,
Julian?
I'm nervous a little bit. Yes, ma'am.
Julian or Julius?
Julius Stacks.
All right, perfect. All right, Julius. All right, so why don't you tell us what took place yesterday? What happened? How did we get there? How did we end up where we are today?
Well, pretty much I heard from Clubhouse off of YouTube, and I wanted to join the app. and it was something that I thought I could be beneficial from. So I joined the app, and in the hallway immediately was these rooms with kind of controversial topics. So I looked at the topics and read them, and I joined the room, and I
Mm-hmm.
kind of stumbled upon a conversation. It was about something I feel strongly about within my heart. It's about
Okay.
interracial relationships.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
So how long had you been on Clubhouse before yesterday?
About a day. I made my count on August 10th,
Oh, wow. So you'd only
and
been on there for a
yeah,
day. And then, so how did you
yeah.
happen to find a room that you came into yesterday?
It was just in the hallway. I mean, I went into well, first of all, Clubhouse, they ask you, do you want to follow anybody from your contacts, or do you want to follow,
Mm-hmm.
some notable people? I followed the notable people, and I guess the rooms that were selected were based upon the people that I followed.
Okay.
The rooms that were in the hallway were based upon the people that I selected to follow when I made my
Okay.
account, and it was just
Okay.
there.
All right. And so how did the conversation get to the sentiment being hollered out? How did it get there? First of all, do you know whose room it was?
I did not know whose room it was or who was in control of the room. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a controversial topic, something I felt strongly about, and I joined the room to listen and eventually raise my hand to request to speak.
Okay, let me turn you up. I think people are having trouble hearing you. I just turned up your volume. All right.
Okay.
So you raised your hand to speak, and then what happened?
I was allowed to the floor. I think that's what they call it, where I could unmute myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
was just listening, and a question was raised.
And what was the question?
It was pretty much how one's family would react to bringing the opposite race or another race home. And it
Mm-hmm.
just so happened that the question was directed towards a white male. And
Okay.
there just so happened to be a white male in the channel answering the question. And I'm just
Okay.
sitting there listening and listening. And it came to a point where he was going to explain himself or
Okay.
answer the question.
Okay.
And he became pretty hesitant, Tanya. He became hesitant in his answer. And based upon, my previous knowledge and prior knowledge to people lying, is that hesitation is one of those annotations. So
So do you remember what the
I kind
question
of blurt,
was?
say again.
Do you remember what the question was?
The question had to be, how would your family react if you brought home a black woman
And so what did the
or a
answer
black
start
person?
out as?
Say again.
What did his you said he was hesitating, so what did his answer start out as?
It was, well, and then that's when I blurted my remark.
Really? Oh Lord. And
Mm.
what was your remark?
Nigger lover. I'm sorry to the viewers if that is an offensive comment.
So you yelled out N-word lover, and then what happened after that?
I believe this is my best reenaction of how he sounded and the context in which he said it. Well, I'll be the nigger lover, and then no one respected the one mic rule after that.
Wait, what do you mean? What
Um,
happened?
the whole room went in the uproar, and I believe it was more for the reasons that a white male had said the N word with a ER at the end.
Okay.
But then people really wanted to know who blurted that out at first, and then
Oh, so they
it
didn't
became
know
known that
who
I had
said
did.
it. Oh, and then so people have recognized that you had gone up and said it. But why?
Yes.
Why did you blurt that out?
That's something that I feel strongly about,
You
honestly.
you feel strongly about what?
Um, Interracial dating, yes, specifically white males with black women, primarily due to the fact of the accounts of slavery
Mm-hmm.
and the depictions that I have gotten as a black male in America. on the topic. Of course, I wasn't present or know anyone who was present during those times, but just the knowledge of that being there, it's unsettling. And I understand that, my remarks or my ideology has no real pull on what, on who's going to date who or who's going to procreate with who. But I just felt compelled due to his hesitation. Because and then that's the reason why I did want to apologize and apologize for my comments, because I didn't mean to affect anyone in any negative way, but just to kind of put some heat on him, because I look at whatever black woman he's dating as my sister, and anyone that's dating my sister, you're gonna have to go through some things. So I know that it's okay. She may know, but I need to know.
All right. So you realize that in you saying that you are calling your quote unquote sister the N word.
Yes, and that kind of became prevalent a little later on because of the history of that term and the context that is been used over history. You normally would hear that type of term coming from one's white counterparts,
right?
If they were found in the act of, so if any derogatory term, it was pointed at the white male because of my stance, my personal stance, and not at the black sister.
So you're saying that you using the term N-word lover was pointed at him, but the N-word that you were talking about was her.
Yes, I understand that now at this point.
Had you ever used that term before?
I used the NIGGA term, but
I'm
not
talking about
NIGGR.
N-word lover term. See, you're hesitating.
No, I don't.
No. You're hesitating, just like you said that man was hesitating on the stage yesterday. According to
Here you
you,
go.
hesitation.
But no, I don't use that term again. I was trying to think of the context in which I, would use that term. I wouldn't use that term in any other context but that term there. I mean, that context there.
Right. Had you used the term N-word lover before?
No, I haven't.
So why did you have such hesitation when I asked you a few moments ago?
Well, to be honest, it was the background. I'm moving my car for my mom to get out of where she's going so she can move.
Oh.
I didn't want any distractions in the air, in the sounds or anything. So I just was muting my phone back and forth.
Oh, okay. So you're
But I have
moving.
not. I don't use terms like that.
You don't use terms like that. So what inspired you? Where did that even come from? Where had you heard that term?
I've heard that term used between white people, and it usually ends in them sweating, turning red.
Really? I'm talking about the N-word lover term, not just the N-word, but the N-word
nigger
lover.
lover?
Yes.
Saying that? No,
Yes.
I haven't used that term. I don't use that term unless now when I saw fit to use it was when I was talking to this white man to let him know this is probably what your family was saying to you when you brought that sister home. If they didn't say it to you verbally, they might have been thinking it. And I'm pretty sure from my experiences and everything, he probably got a little backlash for that.
Yeah. So people are saying that you're
That's
an agent.
They were saying that I was what?
You're an agent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not an agent. No one has employed me to do anything or say anything. I said that because of my own personal reasons.
Okay. And so, listen, just so I get the full context, right? You say that you have an issue with interracial dating, but more so when a white man is dating a black woman, right? But less so when a black man is dating a white woman.
I would look down on him, but not as much.
And tell us, explain to us why.
Okay, just as a disclaimer, I've never dated or had any sexual relations with a white woman in my entire life. Okay. But to explain that is because those are my peers. Those brothers are my peers, and to really maintain dialogue with them is really, to put it, those are my peers, and that's how I can really put it. Of course, I'm going to be a little lenient on them with the situation and the fact, because I might look at that as, that's one up for us.
One up. What do you mean by that?
To me, we can look back on the movie The Color Purple. I know it wasn't really a color thing, but more of a sexual orientated feud between genders. But what that movie portrays is a war between black women and black men. It starts in the home. And in that war, we have certain players and we have certain cards that are in that war, and the white man is one.
Okay. So go ahead, I'm listening. I want to hear your full context.
Okay. And so if he's one of the players, then for him to, because, all right, this is one of the things, another disclaimer. In a relationship, traditionally the male is the head of the household.
Okay.
So in that sense, a white male being a head of a household where the woman is black, that kind of in the back of my mind is, to me, that's that slave house affair. Okay?
Okay.
So from that slave house affair, of course he's going to get backlash. He doesn't even want to claim the baby. You know what I mean? And he's going to get backlash even now to this day. So that's what I was speaking towards when I did say that comment. He might have sugarcoated it or put it in a different term, but I mean, what do you really, that's where my mind easily went to.
Right, but
I don't know if it's
you were saying that it's
traumatization.
kind of a one up for the team. So what did you mean by that? A black man being with a white woman is kind of a one up. What does that mean?
I hate to keep going back to slavery and things like that, but it lasted over centuries. So when we look
Okay.
at a black woman with a white man, or a black man with a white woman, in your case, you're saying specifically for me, a black man with a white woman, it was one up for the team. He's the head of that household, and the woman in that household is white. So he's over that white woman.
Right.
Through
So how
ideology,
does
through a lot
that,
of things.
yeah, so how does that elevate the team? That's what I want to understand.
It really is, it's kind of petty, but it seems like it's a tit for tat thing, and it's just, I think it comes from traumatization. There's really no game to be played here. It's not a game at all. People can be with who they want to be with, but when you see things like that, and yes, we might need to get out of this mindset, but for the protection of what is black, I would say no. So in my mind, that would be one up for the team, because if that man is the head of the household, then he's going to be over that white woman, and that ideology of white is not going to survive, but a little bit through the
Wait, what?
children.
The white is not going to survive?
The ideology of white will not survive because the head of the household is black. So when I see interracial relationships, I automatically say, hey, this white man can't handle that sister. He's going to be out of there tomorrow. It's okay. But they might stay together, and they might do the damn thing. But the end and outcome of that household will be a white ideology because of the head of the household is white.
Okay, so you're saying that being with a white woman so a black man being with a white woman is the
Hmm.
elevation of the black man.
Of what it is to be black.
Explain, because I don't understand.
Like, let's say there's the white man doesn't want those kids speaking Ebonics. Everyone knows Ebonics is something that black people are very proficient in, and to be honest, it's not nothing to be looked down upon, because it takes something to put those things together to make it sound like that and to make it even popular for people to say. So that idea, part of it being black, is gone now because that white man doesn't want his children speaking Ebonics. And now his black wife is subjected to that, even if she, same thing with a Mexican woman. That ideology is watered down now because of she's with a white male.
Okay. So you're saying that the man is theoretically the head of the household and of the family. And so if a black man gets,
Traditionally,
right, so if a black man gets with a white woman, then the white woman is under his household and thus submissive to him,
his ideology
submissive to the ideology. So you're saying
of
the
what it is to
ideology
be black.
of what his idea of what it is to be black.
Yes, because he portrays that every day. This is a black man. You know what I mean? Same as a white man. If he liked trucks, if the white man liked trucks and cowboy hats, his son will probably grow up liking trucks and cowboy hats, which is not a traditional black thing.
Okay. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around so that I can understand how the black man dating the white woman is an elevation when the white woman has more power in society than the black man.
It's in society, but what happens to her power? I'm not questioning on your panel, Tanya. I swear.
No, I want to hear
What would
your
you say? What happens
thoughts.
to her? Say again.
I said I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. What would you say would happen to a tradition? What would you say would happen to a white woman in society if she was seen with a black man? Her power goes where in the sense of power.
Who's seeing her? I don't
The
understand the question.
society as it is
Society?
today. She's seen with a black man. Her friends are like, Sarah, what are you doing, Sarah? And now her kids in the neighborhood, they're not in her white neighborhood. The kids are, they're not all the way white kids. So what? Would they get it be discriminated against? Maybe if they are or whatever. But her power as a white woman, if she has any in the social economic or the social class, it would diminish because she's with a black man. You see what I mean?
So you feel
Because
that her
it's kind of
social power diminishes. So it's a one up for the
mm-hmm.
black man, but it's a deterioration for the black woman. I'm sorry, for the white woman.
I mean, let's point it out in all the successful black men in our community and in our race. They tend to marry white women.
Okay.
Is that a social push towards what being more acceptable socially? Does that make you more powerful socially? I mean, it's hard to talk about, but there's stigmas in both of those things.
Right. So let's go back to your earlier point. You said that she loses social power being with the black man, but the black man gains
Yes,
social power from being with her.
yes. Because from his social stance, and his peers are gonna look at him like, yo, she got good credit, she white, she got that white privilege, you doing things, man, you got it. But from her stance, what are you doing with that black man? What is it like? What are the type of things that she might hear? And I mean, to be honest, to me, that's just realistic in society because don't nobody care about people's feelings and things like that when it's in the moment and you're right in front of somebody.
Okay. So let me understand this correctly. Let me just try to understand this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that when a black man you said that in our society, when black men have money, that by and large they get with white women, right?
Yes, I
And
believe that would be proven.
right. And in getting with white women, he is elevated because now he's with a white woman, and that white woman allegedly has good credit and she has white privilege and she has, what was the third thing?
Oh, I think that was the only two.
Okay,
I mean, it
so
could be more.
white privilege and good credit. So he has all of this money and he is elevated by her white privilege by being in proximity to her.
No, I'm not saying he elevated due to her white privilege. He wants to elevate more from her white privilege. You get the status. You can't. I mean, that's for his social class. I'm not trying to be around white billionaires and things like that. So, you know what I mean? That doesn't have no appeal to me. I don't want to appeal to them or anything like that. And I already have no problem with being with a sister. So you're not gonna see me with a white woman. But if that's his social class, which 9 times out of 10, having all that money and getting paid by these white folks, that's what it's gonna be. You see all of them getting these white women. Why? They got it's something. I don't know, but it ain't nothing nothing on my sisters though.
Right. No, I just want to understand the ideology because I
Okay.
we appreciate you being so honest because I've not heard this before, and there was some guy who said that you're speaking the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely I want to expound some more and understand. So for those of you who are just coming in, we are on the line right now with Julius, and Julius is the gentleman who was in the clubhouse room yesterday that hollered out N-word lover at the Pink Pills man and caused all of this hoopla on the internet when in response to being called an N-word lover, Christelyn Karazin's man responded back. What was his response?
Oh, I'll be the nigger lover.
All right. And it caused the hoopla, pandemonium in the room. And today is the fallout and the aftermath from that. And so he was basically saying that he has a problem with white men with black women because of the implications of slavery. However, he has less of an issue with black men with white women because that's an elevation for the team. And so we're just trying to explore the thought and idea of what the elevation is for the team in terms of the black man being with the white woman. And so you're saying she comes with the better credit score and she comes with the white privilege, but now she's in this household with a black man and her status lessens because she loses some of her white privilege by being in this relationship?
Yes, but don't get me wrong. They're still sellouts.
Who's the sellout?
The black man dating the white woman is a sellout, especially when you
Right.
get successful
Right, but you were explaining the elevation of the black man through the white woman.
with within their social class.
So give me examples of how the black man is elevated, though. I'd love to hear that.
Okay. I'm not even gonna pay attention to comments. It To be honest, let's say you're a successful basketball player and you're going to parties where it's majority white folks. Now, I'm not saying this is true, but let's say they get in there and they're going out to these parties. Would you say he would look more appealing to white people with a white woman on his arm or a black woman on his arm? Because to me, in my mind, I would say that's a little bit scary. Who these N-words think they are coming in here with their family trying to have a good time, to be more social acceptable, to stop all the questions and all this. I'm gonna go get me a white girl. There is no question on who I'm loyal to. We look at Robert De Niro different. We look at Idris Elba different. Okay, why is there a note to point these people out? Idris Elba married a what? Did Idris Elba marry a black woman or a white woman?
You don't
I
know,
mean,
but you're mentioning him.
no, I know. I believe it was a black woman. I believe he's with a black woman.
He's with a
And
woman that is from East Africa, so she
okay,
has the
and Robert
phenotype
De
of.
Niro married a white woman.
Excuse me?
Robert De Niro married a black woman, correct?
Oh, okay, I thought you just said he married a white woman, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic a little bit. He married a black woman. People look
Okay.
at those two. They're both actors. They look at them differently. They note that they married opposite of their race. That right there, that little bit of where people's minds direct to that attention is exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. You need to listen. I'm very literal. So I need you, I don't pick up on inference. So I need you to be very specific with me. How do they look at Idris Elba differently than Robert De Niro?
They look at Idris Elba like, hey, he married his sister. Right on. They look at Robert De Niro. I mean, they look at Robert De Niro. He married his sister. Right on. These are black males. These are black men. You know what I mean? That's the team. That's the war that I'm talking about. That's the one up for the team right there. Because we know that the end outcome to these relationships is a black child. Okay. And I don't like that Robert De Niro married that black woman. Okay. But somehow he gets points for that in the black community. Somehow.
Is
LeBron
okay.
James marrying within his race and being so successful that he is, I'm telling you, some black people looked at that as a surprise. Okay.
All right. So, however, you started out saying if a black man walks into a party with a white woman versus walking into the party with a black woman, that the sentiment towards him is different, that he is more he's less feared when he's with a white woman and he's more feared when
Yes.
he's with a black woman. Help us
Yes.
understand. Help us understand.
It's the black family. I mean, it's been getting attacked and it's continuously getting attacked and separated. And honestly, I think that society doesn't want to see the black family together. So when I start seeing these push for interracial relationships and it's okay, I have to think like, yo, what about we didn't even fix this yet. We in shambles over here. That's what that's the struggle I'm speaking of.
Right, but see okay, so I this is the thing that's a little bit confusing for me, and I'm trying to ask you questions so that you will be able to say what it is that you feel so that we can hear
Okay.
and understand your point of view, right? I had no idea we were going to get into this conversation, but it's interesting, and I'm intrigued by your honesty, right? So basically,
Hmm.
you're saying that a white woman is an elevation for a black man because the black man being the head of head of the household will be able to get the white privilege by proxy. But the black
Okay.
woman
Yes.
being in the white man's household is not an elevation for the black woman because she's not able to get the white privilege by proxy.
Not at all. Maybe a little
How?
bit. But the
How?
thing is, well, we got to think about like in social class, the parties that he will be going to. If he's a successful black man, he's not going to no house party or something like that. You know what I mean? He's going to be around other reputable people, and as we know, in this society, they're mainly white.
Okay.
Okay, so if he knows that and he's been subjected to that, getting to the level that he's at, he's going to go ahead and get him a white woman
So that he can be invited to better parties and have more access through the white woman.
through the white woman. Absolutely, I
But
would
the
say that.
black woman
It
being with the most powerful man in society is not being invited to these parties, not getting the Deloitte and
no,
Touche sponsorships for her
no.
business, and she's not
To
getting that.
society, she's a bed wench, and you can thank Olivia Pope for that from
Excuse me?
the fucking TV show. You can thank Olivia Pope for that. To society, she laying with a black woman is she's a bed wench.
How
You can
did
thank Olivia
Olivia
Pope for that,
Pope?
and you can thank Halle Berry and Monsters Ball for that because of their
How?
depictions of these characters. Their depictions of these characters that they played,
What
sleeping
what
around
de-
with white men.
so what depiction do you feel that Olivia Pope was powerful. She was wealthy, she ran her own business, and she was a boss.
But she was
She
not the first lady. She wasn't the
she
first lady.
she could have been if she wanted to, but
Point and period.
she didn't feel that first lady was high enough for her. Did you watch the show?
No, I didn't watch the show because I couldn't deal with it
Okay.
once I found out she was sleeping with a white man. But the thing
He
is,
was the
she could. I
president
promise
of the
she
United
probably couldn't be, and
States.
if she wanted to be, he wouldn't have picked her. What I'm speaking towards Tanya is he
He
wouldn't
ch-
have picked her to be the
he
first lady because the white man is primarily loyal to marrying his race. The black man, a successful black man, is primarily loyal to marrying a white woman, and it is facts, and it can be proven by the many successful black men that you see with white women married today. She couldn't be the first lady because he wouldn't have chose her
he
to be
chose
the
her
first
in the
lady because it's
series. He
not
left his
popular.
wife. He was in love with Olivia. I don't think that. See, the thing is, I think that you're projecting some of your own point of view onto the scenario and the situation, because do you know what the data says? The data
What does
shows
the data say?
the data shows that when black men marry white women, that the black men marry women who have less money. So it's not like these
It's
white
not about the
women.
money.
What is it about?
It's not about the money.
What is it
It's,
about?
when marrying a woman, it's not about the woman's money. She can have all the
Right,
money in the world unless she's
right,
Oprah, and then I might be marrying for that bag. But
right. But
it's not when I think in a white woman. It's not. I'm
how
sorry.
is he going to get to the yachts and the parties and the elevation when she is not the one inviting him to those things? How is he going to get there?
It's the white. It just looks better with the white woman on his arm. We're talking about being socially acceptable among some of the most reputable people in America that's majority white, and most of them are conservatives. And you're not gonna come up here with a black family. It's just probably not gonna happen, or they've been indoctrinated on that way before they left the hood, way before they left where they were coming from, to end up with
Looks
a white woman.
better? What do you
I just
mean
don't
looks
understand.
better?
That's the part I
Looks
don't understand.
What do you mean looks better?
Say again.
Help us understand looks better. It looks better for
I'm
a
all
black
I'm
man to
saying
be
is
with a white woman on his arm.
all I'm saying is that white women are more socially acceptable than black women, per se. Same with the white male, but same with the black male. I mean,
What do you mean same thing with the black male? When you say same thing, I need you to explain to me what you mean by same thing. That a white man is more socially acceptable or the black man is more socially acceptable?
the white man is more socially acceptable. And see, and the thing is, when I don't know if this is a part of your personal experience or not, but when you've heard black women specifically speaking on trying interracial relationships, what would be their reasoning mainly behind it?
Why black women try interracial relationships?
Hmm.
I haven't spoken with black women about why they try interracial relationships. Why don't you enlighten us?
I've spoken to a lot of black women, mainly the black women I'm interested in. You know what I mean? And it's been because
Listen,
what
listen,
a white
listen,
man is more
listen, listen,
stable.
Julius,
A white
listen,
man ain't gonna cheat
Julius,
on you. Yes,
Julius,
ma'am.
listen. I need you to be doing nothing else right now except paying attention to this conversation. I want you to talk to me
I
so that
am.
I can understand what it is that you're saying. So please say that again I interrupted you. So say that again so I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
About white men and white women being more socially acceptable than black
Uh-huh.
men and black women. That is, oh yeah, from the women that I've spoken to mainly, the reasoning from behind them going white is, I hear this all the time. I got my white boy, and one because the white man is more pushoverish. They can have, you're gonna have a fight in there with two a man and a woman. She might be headstrong. Another one is he's more stable. They think they're not going to cheat on them. And all of this is from all these stigmatisms and these social stigmatisms behind being white and being black in the dating field. And I know this to be true. I've heard this all the time. They make it into
Where are you
what is it,
getting
like a
this
slogan? I
from?
got my white boy.
Where are you getting this from?
Personal experiences, social media. It's all over social media, mainly from
Okay.
personal experiences.
Okay. And then
And it's
so
like it seems like
what
black
is
women are fed up with black men, and they don't even want to try it anymore. But that's a different reasoning from a man getting with a white man getting with a black woman. He's
oh,
not fed up with his white woman.
okay,
He's
let's
not
hear. What is
tired of
his
that.
reason? What is the white man's reason?
What I think, because I'm not a white man, I can only speak from a black man's perspective, is that this white man, he must want something from her. He must want something from her.
Something
I
like
got
what?
my
I need
black
you to be
queen, is what I hear. I
specific. I
got
need
my
you to,
black queen.
okay.
Say again.
I got my black
And
queen.
and
So he wants something from her? What does he want from
it,
her?
it might be popular. It might be something from these black women that they're getting, a little fat booty that they heard about. Maybe they heard about something from them black women. Maybe they heard it because we are some of the best women on the planet here, is my personal opinion. But it's all different reasonings behind why one would get with the other one, why a black man would get with a white woman, why a black woman would get with a
Why?
white man. But it's all
Why?
these different reasonings,
Yeah,
and they're
so what
based
is
on
the
social
reason?
aspects.
Uh-huh. The reason,
Based
the
on social
reason,
aspects.
the reason why black men are getting with white women. So you said white men are getting with black women because they want something from her, might have heard about the fat booty. You said black
Might have
women are
heard of
getting with
something.
black women are getting with
Jungle
white men
fever.
because they feel that he may be more stable and not going to cheat on her. So what is the reason that black men
Hmm.
get with white women then?
I've heard this from a black male. They're easier to control. If you want full control over the kids, get you a white woman or a Mexican. I've heard things like this. I've seen things like this, and why people get with white women. And to be honest, the households are more stable when the people make these decisions than when I don't want to say more stable across the board, but the ones that I've seen, like, they stay together.
Who stays together?
I'm using my cousin Shada. This is the only example I have. My black cousin Shada with a white woman. She's headstrong. Shada's more. He's not outspoken or anything like that, but their relationship works. You know what I mean?
How long have they been
But
together?
this is like 6 years. 6 years.
You
They don't live
know.
together though,
Wait, they're married?
and she treats no. She treats my cousin like a charity case, and that's
What do you
and that's why it's like I see it for what it is. He may not know that he's getting these benefits from her, but he's getting these benefits from her. More financially responsible, and all of this stuff.
hold on. You said she treats him like a charity case. What do you mean by
Hmm.
that?
She treats him as a charity case because he's always on the game all the time. She handles the money. You know what I'm saying? But he's still getting those benefits from this white woman that a black man an ignorant black man, I would say, because a lot of people probably say I'm ignorant for saying this, that an ignorant black man would think to get from a white woman. Now, I don't want to dispute or say that love is not a factor in these things, but there is this social construct that is embedded in these interracial relationships, and specifically with a white man with a black woman. I don't find any reason why the two should. Any reason.
Any reason why the two should what?
Be together, procreate.
The black
Historically,
woman and the
based on
white
historically and
man.
everything. Yes.
So I just want to know whether or not you've heard the data or not. Well,
No, I
before
haven't
we,
heard the data. I
okay,
haven't heard data
before we
or
get
statistics.
before we get into the data, let's just oh my gosh, let's before we get into the data,
Okay.
let's rewind a little bit. How old are you?
I'm 28.
All right, so you're 28 years old. We heard you say that you were moving your car so that your mother could get out. So you live with your mother?
I'm sorry, Tanya, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
You live with your mother?
No, I'm at her house right now.
Okay. All right. Just asking. Just asking. So the data shows that black men, white women relationships have the highest, they have the highest divorce rates. Not only that, they have the highest child abandonment rates with black men leaving, according to Cynthia G, right? Black men leave their white women more than 90% of the time with children, leave them. The divorce rates are far greater than any other interracial couples. Black men, white women. Black women, white men have the lowest divorce rates. White men are the most powerful men in society. Asian men make more money than white men in this country. However, white men... How did the line get disconnected? Y'all, listen. We're gonna listen. We needed a little break. We needed a little break anyway. We needed a little break. That's fine. We needed a little break. I'm gonna reach back out to you, all right? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I hear that Pink Pill is in the house and that Cynthia G is in the house. If you ladies would like to come up and ask this young man some questions, let me know, because we're gonna get him back on the line. I'm stunned by what it is that I am hearing. And I find this fascinating, and I think it's beautiful and amazing that we've had this opportunity to really dive into the mentality. And this has been great. This was all impromptu. Let's try him back again. You all heard the pause when we asked. Let's try again. Let's listen. It's ringing.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that...
What a guanya. Listen. All right, so listen, I don't know what the fire guan. I don't know what's going on here. What? Listen, you know what? We have so many apples that need to be read. Lord have mercy, there are so many apples. We're going to get to the apples. I'm so discombobulated. What do we do first? Do we set up to get Sin on the line? Listen, Sin, I need to send you a link. Pink Pill, let me know if you want a link, my dear, because listen, what is going on? How did we, listen, you saw my hands were here. My hands did not disconnect anything. Maybe his battery died. Listen, let me come to you. Sin. Let me come to you. Because I don't know what is going on right now. Let me listen. You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick commercial break? And when we take the commercial break, we'll come back into the apples, and I'm going to get this link set up to be sent out to Cynthia and Karazin, because this is a lot right now. Where's my water? This is a lot. I was looking for my fan because I was like, what is happening? But I don't even know what happened to my fan now. Commercial. That's what we're doing. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms For just $1.99 a month US and Canada or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to tinytko.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. tinytko.com/text. Are you tired of missing?
All right now. Welcome back in, everyone. Welcome back in. That break still wasn't long enough for me because I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is happening, but at least I had enough time to get the link ready for Cynthia. Because I don't know what is happening right now. So listen. Cynthia, I just sent you the link. Pink Pill, I'm about to send the link to you. Oh my gosh. I don't know what is happening right now. This is okay. Pink Pill, I just sent the link to you. We're going to try him back again. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. Listen. I sent the link, so I'm discombobulated. I'm going to try calling him back again.
We're going to try him back again. There you go.
Oh,
Hello?
hi. Welcome back on the air.
Hi, Tanya. I'm sorry about that. My phone had died. That pressure, it pushed all the battery charge out of my phone.
All that pressure, huh? Okay. Listen. Listen, so where were we when things got a little hairy?
No, it's not hairy.
It apparently got a little prickly and the line got disconnected, but we're back on now.
She got a shave.
I'm sorry?
Say again?
All right. So let's so listen, so
Go to a quieter area.
Christelyn is coming on and she would like to speak with you, to ask some questions, I suppose, right? So let me get this started. This is interesting. All right, give me one moment. It's loading up now. The boxes are open all over the place. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, I need to change my profile setting. Give me 1 second. I have a different audio setting set up right now, so I need to pull up the other audio setting. All right, here we go. Damn it. It took that one off. Let's see. All right. All right, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. So let's get this. All right. All right. So Christelyn, can you hear me? Let's give her a few moments to get her audio together. I'm stunned and stupefied right now. All right. So, give me one moment. Let me it's loading. All right, Christelyn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, your sound is not coming through the right area. All right, there. So say it again now.
I can hear you.
All right, wonderful. I can hear you as well. All right. Oh my goodness, what a day, what a day, what a day. So right now we're on the air live with the gentleman who heckled you. I still don't know what went on. What happened? How did we get here to where we are right now, Christelyn?
Before we get started, may I say something?
What is it that you'd like to say?
I would like to take a moment and apologize to Cynthia G. I know she's listening, and well, she was listening, and I did send her an email, and I want to apologize to her because she was in the back of my mind on a trigger point, and quite frankly, it was inappropriate for me to do that. I want to say really quickly why, because I know there's a lot of people listening that follow the both of us. And I want to say this. The reason why I went off was because Cynthia G has some friends, and I'm just going to go out and say it, Nyla Says and Black Woman Sphere, who have systematically lied on me, said that I was trying to tear down your platform, Cynthia.
Excuse
When,
me. So hold on,
but
Christelyn.
yeah, mhm.
Listen, you know how I feel about mentioning other platform names and all of
Well,
that
she's gonna
stuff.
be on here, right? So I
Well,
wanted to just, I just wanted to,
I
yeah.
sent the invitation to Cynthia, but
Okay.
now you're starting to say that there are other people who
Oh,
did
okay.
X,
I
Y,
see what you're
Z,
saying.
and,
Okay,
and et
so I
cetera, et
will.
cetera.
Okay, so
All right.
I will keep it vague. So the thing that upset me was that other people affiliated with Cynthia said things that were absolutely not true. I want to say this publicly, I support Cynthia's message. I think it's important. It meets people where they are. But I was deeply hurt when I saw her in rooms with other people who were making up things about my intentions. And she seemed, from what I read, to go along and believe them. And I was really, really hurt. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I should have been, you know, I should have been a bigger person. Tried to reach, um, I have tried to reach Cynthia also in the past, because I had never spoke publicly about it, to tell her that I assure you that this is not what I'm trying to do. And I never got a response. And then when I saw what it felt like, she was kind of co-signing, it was deeply hurtful for me because it took me a lot to
Yeah, you know
kind
what,
of put
see,
things behind. So that's it.
listen, so you know what, listen, I am taking issue with what's happening right now because you're giving your reason based on hearsay of some alleged um, cohorting in some comments somewhere on some video with people who are not here to speak up for themselves and no video as reference. So you said that you wanted to come on because this young man was on the line.
Yeah, I
And
do, but I
now
wanted to get that out of the way. So I did, since she's here, Cynthia, I am sorry. I should not have handled it in the way that I handled it. I should have been
I'm
more
sorry.
mature
I
and
need a
saw the bigger
moment.
picture.
Hey, Christelyn, I need a moment because I feel myself getting very agitated and I need a moment to just bring myself back down because I don't want to snap, okay? All right, give me just one moment, please. Let's quick commercial break. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms
For just $1.99 a month US and Canada or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/text. Are you tired of me?
All right. Oh, hold on. My speaker's coming through. All right, hold on. I need to make sure that. All right, so we are back and we are live. And so I don't see Cynthia G. Has anyone seen Cynthia? Because I haven't seen her, so I don't know. I don't know where she is. People are saying let her in, but I don't see her. So I don't know where she is. So I need an update on that. All right, Christelyn, we're back. Christelyn?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we're back. And so we have, I know that communication is important, right? And so I just want to communicate to you. Listen, I invited you up here because you said that you wanted to talk with the young man who was on here. I think it's inappropriate to start adding all of these names into a situation. I expressed a little bit of this before. I would really like us, because you have a platform on which you can go and say, and I heard that you've been talking a lot today, actually. And one of the things, and despite, some of the things that I've heard that you've been talking about, I still invited you up here. So I would really love for you to respect and honor that, So we have this young man on the line. Did you have questions for him?
Yes, I would. I would, well, actually, I don't have any questions for him. I just wanted to, since
Hello,
this,
Julius, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm still here.
Okay, can you hear him,
yes, I can.
Christelyn? Okay.
And to be fair, Tanya, this whole live stream is about me. So I feel like I should be, and so I will say thank you for letting me on, but it's just something that I wanted to clear up because my channel right now is not available, and I don't know if it's going to be back up, and I wanted to take the opportunity to say what I needed to say and be more mature. So I
Yeah, but you know
apologize for
what this
that.
is, but
But
you
I
know, with
would like,
thousands, yeah, but with thousands of people on here, and then you start
yeah,
bringing other stuff into the stuff that's not verifiable on the live. And once an idea is put out there, it's out there. And it's like, if you're going to say that you are going to apologize for a thing, apologize, because take the onus on you without now bringing 2 and 3 other people and hearsay and all this other stuff into it. It's like, the thing is that we are the elders of the community, and it's like, this is the way that we're showing the example for the younger people.
Tanya, I said what I said. I apologize to Sin, but we can move on to him.
I'm just letting it be known while we're up here. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. I was just letting it be known while we were up here. So we have Cynthia is on, Christelyn is on, and Julius is here. So Christelyn, please, by all means, what was it that you wanted to express to the young man?
I would like to know how you came to all of the conclusions that you came to, in particular, with 2 people who you have no knowledge of. I would like to know how you came to your conclusions.
2 specific people? or two people that happen to be one being a black woman, and another being a white man?
No, this is a live where we're talking about me and we're talking about you and what you said to Mr. E. So these are the people we're talking about.
Oh,
So I'm
I was
confused too. Are
speaking.
you saying the two people are you and Mr. E?
Yes.
Okay.
That's your boyfriend? That white man? You said yeah.
Are you wait a minute. Oh, this is interesting. So you didn't know that?
No, you're not that important. I mean, no. I mean, no. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
So
that.
what was it about? Okay, so let me ask you, what was it about Mr. E that triggered you?
It was his hesitation to answer the question that was at hand, and I believe we got our answer, even if he didn't answer.
Okay, so his hesitation to make sure that his responses were modulated because he understands that this is a sensitive subject triggered you.
But did he continue to treat it as a sensitive subject?
No, I'm asking you a question. So can you answer my
Yeah,
question before you
yeah.
answer my question?
It really was just the idea of an interracial relationship, honestly, because
Oh.
I know in the back of my mind that is prevalent, and it came out
Oh,
the true
that
nature.
okay. I actually did hear some of your recording. You said in the recording, because I heard it, that you didn't know for sure, but you're saying it probably happens. It probably happens that when white people are involved with well, no, particularly when white men are involved with Black women, you say it probably happens that they say the N-word lover to each other. Am I correct?
Given statistical data, one of them.
Oh, can you show me where those statistics are? What can you show me the link?
It gotta be.
I
I
would
mean,
love
let's
to
not
pull it
act like
up.
racism isn't alive and prevalent in America. Let's not act like that
No,
isn't true.
that's not what I asked you, sir. I asked you
But
something
has it?
very
You can answer
specific.
that question better than I can. Has it come up in your relationship with this white man, or no?
Actually, it didn't come up until you brought it up, sir.
Well, why is it
Congratulations.
such a big deal? Is your relationship still ongoing?
So let's talk more about you.
And
Um,
it's
so,
kind of evident that it didn't come up because he still feel comfortable saying the N word. I mean, well, why do you think that? Why do you think that he thinks that it's okay to say that just because he's dating a
okay.
black woman?
Can I ask you, why do you think it's okay to say that? You said that about a woman.
I
You said
don't
that.
think it's okay to say that. I never got a chance
Oh,
to express that, but I did get a chance to see why this man was lying, and I guess
oh, he was lying. Okay.
All right. So let's take a quick moment to introduce Cynthia G. Cynthia G, please come forward.
Hello. Hey
Hey,
everyone.
hey, Cyn, how are you? How are you? So,
I'm good. It's interesting listening to some of the logic. I'll say that. It's really
mm,
interesting to me.
okay.
So
So,
I've been
mhm.
just sitting here listening, but and I will say this before I start. Christelyn, if you want to have a discussion, we can have one, but I just don't think that Tanya's panel is appropriate for that. If you would feel more comfortable doing it on Tanya's panel, I think she probably wouldn't mind arranging it for a later time, but I just don't think it's appropriate now because it would take away from the discussion. Because in all honesty, I have a lot of issues with what you did because I don't think it was I don't think it was spur of the moment. I think it was very intentional. But if
it
you
was spur of
want
the
to,
moment. I don't know these people or care to know these people. I'm
No,
sorry
they're
for
not
interrupting
talking
you.
about you, Julius.
well,
There's some other things
I'm
that
not
took
talking
place.
about you, but I do got some questions for you, Julius. We'll get to you in just a second. But again, if you want to have the discussion, Christelyn, we can definitely do that. I'm up for it. I just don't think that Tanya's panel is the appropriate venue, because I need to focus my attention on Julius's logic, because he said a lot of things that were just confusing to me. And I kind of don't understand them. So maybe, Julius, if you'll help me understand, because I'm trying to understand your perspective. Now, I know that Black men have a double standard when it comes to seeing Black women with white men versus seeing Black men with white women. And see, it's not surprising to me that you think that for Black men, it's a social upgrade, because a lot of Black men do, but I'm just not understanding what social upgrade do they have. So I just wanted to ask you, do you know who controls the social status in this country? Who controls it?
I don't want to answer that question, but you did bring up another question prior to that. You said you don't understand why. I mean, why do I mean, come on now, you ain't never heard of good hair?
I'm sorry,
You
Julius.
ain't never heard of good hair and bad hair?
Julius, I'm asking you a direct question. Could you please answer it? Could you please tell me who determines social status in this country?
If I had to guess, because it's coming from somewhere.
So let me rephrase it. Who in this country, what group of people in this country determines whether somebody is like on the bottom of the social totem pole, whether they
the boule,
oppressed? The boule is made up of who? Right. The boule is made up of who? Who's in the boule?
Hollywood.
Right, but Hollywood is a location. I'm asking you about the people, because I was just in Hollywood a couple of weeks ago. I promise you it's a location. Who within the location, in the boule,
you can't specify on who is pushing this agenda. You cannot specify who is pushing this agenda, but you know what's socially acceptable and what's not.
Julius,
can somebody ask him though who the boule are? Do you know who the boule are?
He won't say.
I would just, can I ask him, what's the definition to you of boule?
I mean, we're not gonna go crazy like this. Come on, y'all know who the boule is. Y'all know who the people.
I never heard. I have personally never heard of the boule. I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
This is, you guys, this is really important. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is really important. Can you please give a definition? You don't have to say who they are, but can you please give the definition of boule as you understand it?
Okay. The ones who deem things socially acceptable is the ones who says or who determines things, what's going to sell or not.
What do they look like,
if you want to get technical, they're white people, they're white men. Okay, they're white men.
White men. Exactly. Thank you. We all knew that. I don't know why you had to take the long-winded route when we all know that it's white men.
You really don't know. That's not fact that I can prove.
Julius, we do know. Why was it so hard for you to say white men?
Because you're not going to trap me and bait me into a language game. You don't have to specify on who it really is.
Julius,
you don't know.
Julius, I'm not trying to trap you anywhere. I told you I'm just simply trying to understand your belief system.
It ain't niggas. I mean, it ain't black people. You know, it ain't black people who determines what's popular or what's going to sell or not. They'll be used for it.
Right, exactly. So, Julius, why couldn't you just say that? If you know it's not black people and you knew it was white men, why couldn't you just say it? Why couldn't you just say white men?
All right, we got that. Now,
okay, exactly. What's the concept? Okay, so now that we know that white men determine social status,
primarily.
Oh, okay. Who does it? Who determines it secondarily?
The consumers, because if they choose not to buy it, it will not be hot. Primarily white men.
Wait, hold on. What does consumerism have to do with one's social position? What does consumerism have to
What
do
are
with
you
that?
serious? We live in a
Yes,
capitalistic
I
society.
know
Hold on.
exactly,
You
I just, I
feel
just,
you're
I
exactly.
look.
just,
So
hold on. I just want to interrupt right here. Julius, we're all friends here. No one is upset with you. We're all friends. Cynthia's asking you questions because she's curious and we're having a conversation. We're
All
all
right, I got you. I got
friends.
you. I'm not getting this.
Can
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
Tanya,
you
So
if
let
I
me
you
let
can
me
might,
let
go.
me just. All
I
right.
don't
Cynthia,
All
have
if
right.
I might, I
Let
want
me do
to
this. Let me
educate.
rephrase.
Can I just educate you really
Okay.
quick?
Let me
You
rephrase it.
mentioned that the Boulay run, what is considered the status in society. I just want to just educate you that you might not want to use that word in the future because the Boulay actually refers to alpha, kappa alpha clubs and the links and the omega
I got you.
sci-fi
The Masons.
historically black. Wait, hold on. Historically black campuses, which claims alumni from Vernon Jordan to former Governor L. Douglas. I would recommend that you read the book called People Like Us. I think that's what it's called. But the Belay are actually the black elite. So I just think maybe you should know
Okay.
what your definition of terms are
Okay.
before you say these things because it's weird.
Okay.
Just educate yourself.
Okay. Well, we got that. We got that because I didn't know and now I know. So can we move on a little bit?
absolutely. So Julius, so since we know now that white men determine social status in this country,
Primarily.
how can a exactly so how can a white woman elevate a black man's social status when she does not have the power to do that? She can't even keep her social status from declining by being with you.
Okay. Let me say this. Let me say this. I can
Julius,
accurately
did you
explain that. I can accurately
Julius,
explain that
did you
when.
understand the question? No, I just want to make sure you understood the
No,
question.
matter of fact, ask it again. Ask it again. Ask it again. Go ahead.
So if we know that white men determine everyone's social status in this country, even white women's, how is it then that white women can elevate black men's social status when she can't even keep hers from declining?
Because her position was given. It was
I'm
given.
sorry.
Given?
The white woman's position was given. Yes.
Given from who?
From the social economic status.
So from white men.
Her and what happens when you get away from that? It's no more.
Julius, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense because let me repeat back to you what you just said. You said
Go
that
ahead.
a white woman can elevate a black man's social status because hers is given to her. That's what you said.
But the thing is you don't understand what I'm saying in the social in their
Julius,
social construct
Julius,
in that black man
Julius.
in a successful black man's social construct it will elevate him
How? Elevate him to who? Who's seeing him as
because he looks
elevated?
better with that white woman on his arm to these
Julius,
white
Julius.
billionaires and millionaires. Come on
So
now,
you think
why are all these athletes
Julius,
getting married to white women? Why?
Julius, Julius, Julius? I'll answer your question because it's very simple in a minute. Are you trying to
Go ahead.
convince us that white men
I'm not trying to
see
convince
black
anyone.
men as I okay, take out convince. Are you saying that white men see black men as on a higher elevated status? So white men are going to say, as a white man, let me elevate this black man because he's with a white
It's
woman?
easier. It's easier. It's
That's not
easier.
what I'm asking you.
Judge,
Julius,
it's easier.
Julius,
Now let me say this.
Julius,
Now let me say this.
Julius, that was a yes or no question. I'm
You're
asking
not,
you,
no.
are you
It's
saying that
never
when
that black
white
or white. It's never
Julius,
that black or white. It's never that
it
cut and
is.
dry.
It's yes or
This
no.
is a
It's yes
social
or no.
construct.
Julius,
This is a
Julius,
social construct.
it's a
This is
social
a social
construct that white
construct
men
that has been going
control.
on way
Right.
before we were born. You
Exactly.
understand that?
And it's
Hold
I
on,
know, and it's one that
hold on,
white
everyone.
men
Hold on.
control.
Sin,
Mm-hmm.
Julius, hold on. Okay, listen. Julius, this is an amazing opportunity for all of us, right? Julius, you hear me, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is an amazing opportunity for all of us to be able to grow and expand. And in order for us to be able to really have truly deep conversation, we have to be forthright. We have to be we have to speak clearly, and we have to be open about what it is that we're saying. This is not, no one is trying to trick you, no one is trying to trip you up. We're having a conversation because we're trying to come to a level of understanding. But if you're going to pretend as if there are things that you don't know and not want to answer and try to skirt by, you don't know Cynthia G, right?
No.
Right. But she's very well versed on interracial relationships, right? And so she has information and data and a perspective that I think is interesting, and I think that you may benefit from hearing. But the thing is that we have to have integrity with our conversation. And that integrity entails speaking openly. Like I have gone onto Cynthia's platform and we've had conversations about things that she and I disagreed with. And I would ask questions and I would speak very openly about how it is that I feel, and I would then gain a new perspective. Are you open to hearing another person's perspective, Julius? Julius? Julius, are you open to hearing another person's
Yes.
perspective?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But I'm not gonna, if she's well versed to me in the, I guess the subject, then I'm not gonna be back in the corner with these questions to make it look like I'm ignorant or just don't know something.
Nobody knows everything. No one knows
But then, all right,
everything.
then I should be asking some questions here
Right,
because
but you know what? And
I
the
want to
thing
know
is,
what this good hair stuff is about.
right, and you know what? And the thing is,
Why have I been treated and discriminated against my entire life, Tanya?
right. So listen,
Because of my
listen.
black skin and my curly hair.
Excuse
Why?
me, listen. I need you. I need you to calm down.
Black men as on a higher elevated status. So white men are going.
Julius, I need you to calm down, okay? All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
need you to remember that we're all friends here. Nobody is trying to do anything to you. This is an opportunity for all of us to be able to really, but we have to take ego out of it. We have to take,
Hmm.
oh, I don't want to seem ignorant. We're all ignorant about something. And if there's anybody who tries to make you feel a certain way about being ignorant about a thing, just remember nobody knows everything. I'm well versed in evolutionary psychology. Ask me anything about how we got to where it is that we are evolutionarily in terms of sex and mating practices. I can tell you that because that is my passion, right? I don't know everything. I don't know about tobacco, nicotine. I don't know about child trafficking and all of these. I don't know about those things. So there's an opportunity, but you have to release ego and not knowing everything. Nobody knows everything. All right? So Cynthia's going to ask you some questions, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. However, let's start out the relationship on a good foot with you answering questions so that when the time comes for you to ask, that people will then speak openly and forthrightly. Is that okay?
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's do it.
All right,
Tanya,
wonderful.
I message you. I like you a lot, Tanya, for real.
Oh, well, we like you too. We like you too.
Um, thanks for being open, Julius, because I'm not trying to make you look a certain way. I'm just trying to understand because we just established that white men determine social status in this country, right? And you acknowledge when I was listening in that a white woman's social status declines when she gets with a black man, correct?
Yes.
You, okay, so if
In
white
her
men
social
are
class, to her white
right,
woman friends, yes, I would say yes.
right, to overall white society, which white women will tell you that themselves. They're looked poorly upon. So how can a person who is looked poorly upon elevate the status of a group of men who have always been looked poorly upon? How can that happen?
And okay, if you're talking about a black, and it's always reported upon because it is poorly. Okay, you're talking about a black man with no credit, who probably his credit probably got already messed up when he was young, who probably don't have the best
Julius, I'm not
opportunities.
talking about a specific type
Of
of black
course,
man because Julius, it doesn't matter what type of black man it is. Once a white woman gets with any black man, her value declines to the white community. So I'm just trying to ask you, how is it that a woman of low value can elevate a black man's value when he already doesn't have any value in society at all? How can now the white woman who's now her value's been stripped from her, how can she elevate yours, and who is she elevating your status to?
now watch this. Now watch this. I got something for you right here, right now. Okay, historically, now when I say the blue in Hollywood, now what's the narrative for black men in Hollywood starting since Hollywood began and they started making movies? He was the rapist. He was the monster. They had him drooling from his fucking mouth. Okay,
And
and
he
they had a white
and
woman
he
rather
still
jump
looked
off
at
a cliff.
that way.
Wait a minute. They had a white woman rather jump off a cliff than be raped by a black man in the movie. Okay, so
Okay.
when you get your victim, you get it's like it's when you get your victim now willingly laying down with you. What does that say about you? Maybe you're not a fucking animal. Maybe you're not a fucking savage that we depicted you in Hollywood.
To
So
who?
yes, your
I
economic
see.
status will go
Very
To
up.
good.
who?
Jen.
To who,
Very good.
Julius? Julius, to who? Who
To
sees
those who
black
are
men
afraid of
differently?
a black
Who?
man and a black family, which is a
You
good
you
majority,
think
I would say.
you so let me ask you this. You think the low status having white woman, she can remove all those stereotypes from the low status black man? You think that because he's with this white woman, she is of low status, but she's removing all these stigmas from black men?
Exactly. Now you got to look at it like this. She's
No,
already kicked out of her
Wait,
Julius,
let him
bestiality
answer
charge.
Julius,
She's
because I
already
want to
kicked
I
out
want
of
to
it.
hear
Julius,
The
his
it's
white
not
man
answer.
don't want
exactly.
her.
I,
The white man doesn't want her. So the drug dealing black nigga that got this money gonna get this white woman. Because you want to know why? She can talk to people. You want to know why? Because she got these motherfuckers in the hood.
Oh my
You know what I'm saying?
God.
And she got to come on now. Don't play with me.
Right,
So that
but
yes,
you're
within his
saying,
social economic status,
Julius,
he upgrades. Within his
Julius,
social economic status, he
so
Julius,
upgrades.
hold
That
on, so
drug dealer
hold on,
upgrades.
Julius,
hold on,
what does
everyone,
And
he
hold on,
even
hold
upgrade
the
on.
black
to?
basketball player
Listen,
who's making millions upgrade because he's allowed in different rooms now. Yes, they upgrade.
so hold on,
The,
hold on. So I just want to let you ladies know that I just sent you all the part 2 link because this is going to end in a few moments. It's going to end in 6 minutes. So in 6 minutes, this backstage is going to end, but I sent you a link to the new one. But I think I understand what he's saying. I think he's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Julius, I think he's saying that black men started out with their status so low, being seen as rapists and murderers, and that I guess in like maybe some movie Birth of a Nation, a white woman jumped off a cliff because she didn't want to be assaulted. And so now she's with him willingly, and that raises his status because now she's willingly taking this person who was seen as less than an animal and choosing to be with him. So, with the glory of her whiteness and her white privilege and white power, she has now elevated him by showing that he's worthy enough to be with a white woman. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes. They're no longer condemning
right,
them to death
but
by
that's
saying
in.
they
But
raped
here's
him.
the
They
thing.
saying that's
That
my
is in
man.
black men's mind. No, that's not reality,
Oh
Julius.
no,
That
you
is
say that
not.
shit about Emmett Till. That's my no.
Hold
You say that
on,
shit to
Julius,
hold
Emmett
on,
Till.
hold
You
hold
can't.
on,
You
Julius,
can't say that shit to Emmett
why
Till,
are you
man.
hold
Don't
screaming?
play with.
on,
Julius,
Don't play
why
with
are
that
you
shit, man.
hold
screaming?
on, Julius.
Julius, why are you screaming? Why are you screaming and being
You
hostile? I
say
don't
that shit to Emmett
understand
Till
it.
at the bottom of the Mississippi River, man. Don't do that shit, man.
Hold on,
Julius,
Julius.
Julius, you're talking about Emmett Till while justifying being with the women who put Emmett Till in the coffin. That doesn't make any sense. White women are the ones who made Emmett Till become Emmett Till.
No,
How Julius, how are you mentioning Emmett Till, but you're saying that the women who
Because
called
he was
Emmett
killed based upon a white woman
Julius,
accusing him of raping
Julius,
her.
right,
What are you talking
exactly.
about?
So, right,
If she would have said that
Julius,
was his
Hold
boyfriend,
on.
they would have probably
Let's
killed him
but
anyway.
Julius, you're
hold on.
claiming those
Let's take
very same
a
women are
quick.
elevating you.
Hold on. Let's take a quick breather. Julius, what's going on? Julius.
Because I'm passionate about this shit.
I know,
No,
but
I'm passionate about this,
but
man.
the
I'm
thing is,
passionate about
Julius,
this
we're all
topic.
having a conversation, and when people begin to holler in the middle of a conversation, it is a manipulative tactic. It's manipulation because then you want all
I'm
focus to
sorry.
be on
I'm
you.
sorry.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no. The best apology is changed behavior. What I want you to do is I want you to be the young man that we all know that you are, somebody who's capable of having an intellectual conversation, right? Right? I'm asking you a question,
Yes.
right,
Yes,
Julius?
you're right. You're right.
Right. Absolutely. So we're going to talk and we're going to communicate like sensible adults. So Cynthia is asking you because you know that there was a white woman in the store that it was either rumored that he whistled at her or looked at her the wrong way, and he didn't. He was a 13-year-old child, and it was her word, and she came out and said that she lied, and her word got him killed. He's dead because of her lies. And I think Cynthia is coming around to a point, but you have to show up and be present for the conversation. Okay? Just keep in your mind we're all friends here. No one is out to get you. No one wants to make you look any certain type of way. The only way to learn is to have humility enough to allow new information in. All right, Cynthia, go ahead because I'm really interested.
I have a question for him too. Like, listen, this man started all this for me. I have questions for him as well.
Yeah,
I didn't
Christelyn,
start anything for you. You self-centered.
hold on. Listen, no. What we're not going to do, I'm going to tell you what we're not going to do. And what we're not about to do, because nobody wants Tanya to get angry. What we're not about to do is we're not about to start calling each other names, and we're not about to start entering into pandemonium. We will have order. We will. It's as simple as that. It's very simple. So, Christelyn, right? The timer behind stage is going to end in 1 minute and 40 seconds. So I need you all to open up your emails and get geared up to get the new link. Okay? So Christelyn,
I'm ready.
all right, wonderful. Christelyn, um, if you have a question for him, right? Maybe we can pick that up in the next broadcast. Why don't we go ahead and end this? Take a breather. Everybody drink some water, and then let's get the new link and then come in again. But I want us to come in not pointing fingers or pointing any blame, because Christelyn, he did not control the response that your boyfriend had. This young man is not, he's not an influencer. He's a guy who was in a room on Clubhouse who made a statement that was ignorant, but your boyfriend is the one that responded in the way that set this motion, the motion that we're on right now. We're talking to a 28-year-old young man who was in a room. He has no following. What does his opinion matter? He has the pathology, or he has the mindset of some black men out here. And we're picking his brain. But he's not an authority. He's not. Ladies, this is going to end in under 60 seconds. So please come back in so that we can... I'm really interested in hearing this Emmett Till part, because I feel like Cynthia was just right about to bring it on in. Oh, listen.
I was, but I'll wait for you to send the next link. I'll be here.
I sent it already. I sent it 7 minutes ago. All right. Julius.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
It's you and I. What's going on with you, man? Why are you behaving this way?
I'm just a little bit passionate about what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
the behavior
certain
is
facts that's going on.
inappropriate. Listen, it's inappropriate.
And I don't know if you're taking college classes or whatnot. You're going to maybe need to join the debate club. You can join Toastmasters and learn how to have disagreeing discussions with other people. You can disagree without being disagreeable. And this behavior, you've got to hone it in, brother. You've got to know there's no hollering in all of that. You understand what it is that I expect of you, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I did text you and I said I do respect your platform, and I do, Tayana.
Yeah,
So.
if you respect my platform, like I said, the best apology is changed behavior. So if you respect the platform, behave like it. If you start screaming and we devolve, and listen, if somebody says something to you that you don't like, use your words. This is part of the reason that I don't agree with the corporal punishment and black parents always whipping and beating their children, because we don't learn how to communicate. Use your words. Use your words. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm waiting for a message to start the new meeting. All right, so I am starting the new meeting for you ladies to come in. You know what? It's either, listen, there are two options that people have, right? When communicating with other people, you communicate in a way that works or you communicate in a way that doesn't. And I'm communicating with Julius in a way that works for the purposes of this conversation. All right. So we have Cynthia G and we have Christelyn. So we are in the new room to come in. All right, wonderful. We're back in. All right. So welcome in, ladies. We're back for the second part of the conversation. So Cynthia and Julius. So Cynthia, you were saying that we were talking about the elevation of a black man's status on the white woman. So Cynthia, you were coming to your point.
Right. So my point is, a white woman with a diminished social status, she cannot elevate a black man. She can't. That's really number one. And Julius, I want you to think about you having an emotional reaction to Emmett Till. We all know that everything that was done to Emmett Till was horrible. I saw the pictures. We all saw the pictures. However, you're also sitting up here while having an emotional reaction. You're also sitting up here saying the very group of women who put Emmett Till in that condition are elevating black men. Did Emmett Till get elevated by the attention of a white woman?
Julius, that's a
In
question.
in respect to you, the present and the time that we're in now, they do now because of the changed state.
Right, but you're saying that white men see black men as not a predator and not desperate for a white woman. When he's with a white woman, you think that he sees less desperation for white women, because essentially that's what the stereotype was. The stereotype was that black men are the big bad brute who are so desperate for white women that they will rape them if they have to, just to have them. So you think that by a black man choosing a white woman, that shows less desperation in the eyes of white men?
Look, I've done my study on
Julian,
psychology,
Julian, could you
and
Julian, could you please answer my question?
you're not going to take me from my response. Don't
I'm
don't
not
don't
I'm not
interject
taking
anymore.
you from your response. I
Could
just
you not
want
interject
you
anymore? Don't
I,
interrupt me.
I just really want you to answer the
Is what I'm
question.
saying.
Do you think it
Do
makes
not
black
interrupt
men
me.
look more desperate for
Excuse
white
me,
women or
Julius.
less?
Julius, this will be the very last time. Julius, this is going to be the last time that I attempt to have you be a part of the conversation. If you're going to not want to be a part of it, do you want to have this conversation
I
or not?
am. I am tired, but
Yeah, why are
I'm
you?
getting
What? Listen,
interrupted.
but she's asking you a question that you've not answered. It's like all you have to do is just answer. It's a yes or no question. It's just a yes or no. Just
Okay,
answer the
okay. If this is
question.
the last time, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
So, given the history, because we established the history, white women contributing to the lynching of Black men, we know that white women are still falsely accusing Black men. They're the Karens. They're calling the police on Black men. They're doing all this. White men see it too. And despite all of the history and the present actions, a Black man chooses to marry a white woman, create children with her, and funnel resources into her community. Do you think, given all of that, that in the eyes of white men, that makes Black men more desperate for a white woman or less desperate?
With your question, the way it is, and without me adding any context, in the eyes of a white man, is that more desperate for a Black man to be with a white woman?
To give all of
No,
his
it is
resources
not.
to her.
Because the way a white man looks at something is not the way you and I is going to be able to explain it here. It is
Exactly. So why are you
status.
trying to explain? So why are you trying to explain what white men think when you just said yourself that the way white men think is beyond your comprehension? And I agree. That's why we have data to refer
Not
to.
beyond my comprehension.
Julius,
I'm
we
sorry. The
have.
way white. I'm
Can I
sorry,
have
but
a
the
real
way.
Can I
time to
ask
respond?
Julius a
Can I have a real
question?
time to respond without just answering questions?
Yeah. Go ahead, Julius. What is it? But see, go ahead, Julius. What is it that you wanted to say?
I really want to answer this question. I do want to say that no, in the eyes of a white man, it would not look more desperate for a white man, a Black man to actually be with a white woman. It would be a sign of social status, because someone that I've protected over all of these years is just going to run to this man. What is it about him that I don't know? And
That's
as
Julius.
historically,
That's not how
historically,
Julius. That's not how white men look.
Right,
Julius,
but Cynthia, let him
Julius.
finish that.
I would
Let him
love
Not
to
how
finish.
they
speak
look
to
at it.
this if I
You know what?
could.
and see, this
Yes,
is what I'm talking about. I'm not
Crystalline,
being
if you could
rude.
just wait for just one moment. Julius, finish your thought, and then Crystalline is going to come in. Go ahead.
Okay, so historically, this is what they've been protecting this whole time. I mean, all it takes is like, oh, he touched me, and they're killing him. He's dead. The Black man is dead. Then they got the prize. There and what it says to me is that the sight of the white man is off of the white woman. So why do you think you see all these interracial relationships? Why do you think you see it being pushed in all this in all the media, in all the movies? In all these movies, you see Black mulatto women with these white men, and they're mixed with these white men. And just like Monsters Ball, it's like there's this thing that keeps pushing Black women towards white men. And
Julius,
why?
I thought you were
Julius,
talking about Black men and white women and the
Yeah, I'm
elevation of the
so
status.
Yes, we
confused.
are.
Okay,
But
so
all right,
let's.
okay. So
Okay,
let me explain that.
so
Let me explain that real quick, please. Let me explain it, please. So we're
I
black
just want to make one
men and
point
white women. It's a
on what
social
he's
construct.
saying. Julius,
you know what?
Julius.
Let him
Yeah.
finish up his point, Cynthia, please, and please, Julius, please finish up your point.
Okay, I'm gonna finish up real quick. So with black women, with black men and white women, it will be beneficial for that black man to take on that white woman, because this is someone that, even if he did like her, even if he didn't, if she wasn't lying, he couldn't get. And you tell a human no, they're gonna find 50 reasons why you should have said yes. Okay, that's just human nature. So when they get him, what do you think the black community is saying? Oh, he got one. He got a white woman. And what do you think comes with it? We talking about lower class black people. Yes, I came from the hood and poverty. Absolutely, yo.
So the
And you
white
know what
woman
happened?
elevates his status
Elevated his
because.
status, but
Because he hasn't gotten
it
killed.
might
So
not
I
have
just
been
like,
real. Status
wait,
is
All
Julius, can
status,
I
right.
just
honey.
ask you
All
this?
right. So go
I gotta
ahead.
ask
Let
you,
Crystalline jump
so
in real
basically what you're
quick.
saying, what you're saying is that if the white woman is with the black man without trying to get him killed, then that's a win. Because white women have gotten black men killed before for like wanting them. So if a white woman comes willingly and doesn't try to get him killed, then that's a win for the black man. Is that what you're saying?
Look, this is a psychological warfare. Men is territorial. put that into
But
the
can you
Okay.
answer the question? I just want to find out if that's what you're saying so that I could understand better. So she asked you a question. Is that what
So
you're
go ahead.
saying?
What was the
The question
what was the
is
question again?
because black men are not getting killed by white women any longer, so that's a win.
Say that one more time. One more time, so
Christelyn,
everybody can hear this.
everybody
Okay,
in your
so
house?
yeah, so my question to you is this. You said that in the past, white women have been the instruments of destruction for Black men because they've run to white men to seek protection, and the white men have given that protection. And so it's a win then if a white woman goes willingly and doesn't try to get a Black man killed, it's a win for Black men because she did not try to get him killed. Is that what you're saying?
That's the white woman. All right, in this aspect, the white woman is the forbidden fruit. Even if he likes that
I
white
just
woman and
would
was
really like for
sexually
you to answer
infatuated with
yes
that
or
white
no.
woman, if he wanted to, he still would be killed. It's not no yes or no question answer to this. Even if he wanted that white woman, he still would be killed. Now that if he wants that white woman and if she says yes, he can have her. Even if she said yes, he'd still be killed. Okay.
Okay, so then how is it a win then?
You
Okay,
remember the movie Life? Wait. You remember the movie Life? When they got the baby, they put the baby close to all these people's faces, and whoever it looked like they were gonna kill him, they were gonna kill that black boy. I promise you. Okay, so even if he wanted it and she wanted it, the white man would have killed that nigga.
Oh boy.
So if that's not a win to this day, come on now.
So hold on. Let me try to
Julius,
understand
they can
this.
still kill you. Julius, they can still kill you, and they do still kill you for being with white women. If white men wanted to roll back, Julius, then it's not a win for you, just like Christelyn said. Then it cannot.
Yes, it is.
Cannot
If
be
my
a win.
counterpart,
No,
it's a social win for me. If my counterparts are saying, yo, you got that white woman, and they know and they think what comes with it is good credit and all this, I won. It's a win. I got this white woman. I control this lineage. I control this lineage.
Oh my God.
Julius,
Not a white man.
Julius, you don't. You're doing what white men gave you permission to do. You don't control anything. You don't control your access to white women.
We was doing it already before. They was fucking already before, Sam.
Hold on. I have a question. I have a question because I need to understand this.
How were they forbidden fruit if you had them before? Julius, how were they forever forbidden fruit if you said you had them before?
White and black women, white and black relationship, interracial relationship is the epitome of that slave house relationship, and it was sick.
Julius,
as fuck.
Julius,
hold on. But he was creeping in there and fucking them black women. The white woman knew her husband was in there fucking them black women in there. And
hold on, we can't listen. We all can't listen. We all can't talk at the same time. It's gonna turn into pandemonium.
He's just running off, Julius. But you
hold on, Sin. I wanna find out because I'm getting lost because there's so many unanswered questions. That doesn't really work very well for me because I'm so literal and I need closure. I can't with all of these fragmented questions. Julius, I need to understand, are you saying that you feel that white women are better than black men?
No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is with the construct of and with my trauma, I'm being traumatized, and what society deems a stereotype based on slavery, because that is the history in America. That slave house fucking affair was sick and it polluted, and I do not want to see it in my today's life.
Okay, so hold on. Listen, this is what I'm hearing. And correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm hearing is that the relationship that white men had with black women is one that you feel emulates what happened in the slave house, which is
right here, right
Excuse
now.
me. Hold on, son. Yeah. Hold on. Hush. Let me get my point out because I want to understand what you're saying. So you're saying that the relationship that exists with the white man and the black woman is one that emulates what happened in the slave house. However, the black man and the white woman is a relationship that did not exist during slavery. So therefore, it is a step up. It's a step up for the black man Because, so you're saying that the relationship between white women and black men existed in slave times.
Yes, she was sneaking and geeking. She was fucking out there in the slave house. Absolutely. Yes, that's how they came up with mulatto babies. And it both ways. Yes.
So you
So
think
then how
that,
can she be the forbidden fruit? Then Julius, how can she be the forbidden fruit if you were having her on the plantation?
That's the thing. If you tell a human don't do this, they're 9 times out of 10
Julius,
reverse psychology gonna tell them to do it. That's human psychology, man.
Julius, do you know what forbidden fruit is? I have a degree in
I'm not
psychology.
speaking
Okay,
biblical. I'm not speaking biblical. It's just a
Julius,
red herring. That's
Julius,
the
I
idea
didn't
within the
mention
sentence.
Julius. I didn't mention the Bible. You mentioned forbidden fruit. That's the term that you're using.
Okay, so what is forbidden fruit? What is your definition of forbidden fruit?
It's not my term. It's not my term. It's not the term I'm using. It's the one you're using. So what do you mean?
Inform me.
Julius, what do you mean when you say forbidden fruit? What do you mean by that? Because you said it.
Reverse
I
psychology. I'm telling you, don't pick that book up. I'm telling you, don't pick that up because it'll hurt you. And then 9 times
he's explaining it to you.
That child picked that shit up, and you got to deal with that.
Julius, are you saying that forbidden fruit is, you meant a psychology book when you said that white women were forbidden fruit? You meant to say that they were a psychology book?
It's an idea within the sense of the word, ma'am.
Julius, what does it mean to you? What does forbidden fruit mean to you?
Forbidden fruit is like, you're not supposed to fuck with that. You might die, but you like that, and I'm gonna touch that, and I'm a man behind that. Fuck you talking about? I'm gonna do it anyway.
And you think that with that mentality, white men who don't have that mentality sees you as better and less desperate when you will die to be with the women that you literally just spazzed out on because you said that, number one, the plantation knowledge was traumatic to you.
They were willing to kill for it.
Right. But you said that elevates you.
And they did kill for it.
What elevates
they didn't
you?
kill.
Right.
They didn't just only kill. They maimed for it. They publicly maimed for it. So, of course, yes.
No,
absolutely.
you know what? No, white men did that to exercise their power over you. That is, and white women did
power?
the same thing.
What power? Physical power don't mean anything. They just condemn themselves to more hell and damnation.
Julius.
Wait, it's like, no, I gotta just say this. Either they are powerful or they're not. Either they are powerful or they are not. You are saying now that they are not powerful, but 5 minutes ago you said that they were powerful, and it's a win for Black men because when a Black man gets with a white woman who doesn't want to see him killed, then that makes you look good. Are they powerful or not?
No. What you gotta understand? It's not power. It's egotism. No one without balls is gonna understand it. You gotta have a pair of nuts to understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
So if it's not power, it's just egotism. Julius, if it's not power, it's just egotism, then why didn't Black men on the plantation just override white men's ego with their physical abilities? Why didn't they do that then?
You said what? You said what? Wait, what you said? What?
If you said white men don't have power, you said they weren't exercising power, they were exercising ego. So why didn't then Black men use their physical power advantage that they had over white men, because you're physically stronger naturally? Why didn't you use your physical power to override his ego? Why didn't they do that then?
You ever heard of Nat Turner?
Julius, can you answer the question? You're talking about.
And see, here you go again, interrupting me when I had the floor to speak,
Julius,
and no one's going to speak up for me.
Yeah, let him speak because he's talking about Nat Turner now. But
yeah, I just think that
hold on, let him finish his thought. Let him finish his thought about Nat Turner.
I think she's frustrated because he's not answering any of the questions.
You're not even going to allow me to speak.
Throwing spaghetti at the wall.
He's answering the question with his answer about Nat Turner. So she asked, why didn't they overpower white men? Excuse me, sir.
You don't respect Nat Turner.
But you respect me and you hear me speaking, right? You hear me speaking, right? Just give me 1 second. So go ahead, finish your talking point about Nat Turner. So she asked the question, why didn't Black men just overpower white men if white men didn't really have power? And then you mentioned Nat Turner. Go ahead.
she didn't really, she didn't, I don't know. But with Nat Turner, you got to read up on him, okay? I need to read a lot of things, but somebody needs to read something else. You know what I mean? And there's many slave revolts.
Nat Turner, there were revolts of enslaved people, but how did the revolt that Nat Turner led, how did that turn out?
It turned out into death.
For whom?
And I want to shed tears just thinking about it. You know what? Because this is deep, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand.
Listen, there's no need for you to start crying. There's no need.
I ain't crying at all.
Okay.
But just to think, to fight means death.
Right, but okay,
death.
so let's stay with the conversation that we're having. So she said, why didn't black men? And you know what? Listen, I don't know if you're putting on a show for people inside your house or whatnot, but I would really love to be able to have a conversation.
No, there's no one here.
Okay, wonderful. So listen, she said, why didn't black men just overpower white men, since white men didn't really have the power? You mentioned Nat Turner, but then Nat Turner was killed, and the enslavement period in the United States still continued. Right?
Because I can easily say this.
Right?
I didn't
enslavement.
say white people didn't have any power, and yes, it is just an ego thing. You know, I just don't want my words to be twisted. You know what I'm saying?
So, go ahead.
But
Julius,
there were many slave revolts. There were many slave revolts, and see, here she goes.
So now sin is, but no. It's not your turn to speak anymore. You spoke until you were quiet, and then I told Sin to come on and finish saying what she was saying.
Oh. Okay.
Julius, you did say that white men didn't have any power. You said that because you said it's a win for you and you're controlling the lineage, but you don't even control your access to white women. How did black men get access to white women without dying? What happened in order for black men to have access to white women without dying?
I mean, you want me to go back into the history books? I mean, there were a couple amendments and shit. You know, if you want to read the amendments,
right?
You know,
exactly.
And
can I educate?
Exactly.
Cynthia, may I educate him?
No. Hold on. He knows what it is. Julius, you're right. Some laws had to get passed. Who passed the laws? Who passed them that said black men can have access to white women?
Why are y'all questioning me so much? Are we having a conversation or am I under interrogation?
Yes, we are. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from because we all know if the legislation got passed, it was passed by a white man. So white men literally gave Julius, don't cut me off. Julius, I'm still talking. White men gave you permission to have access to white women. How is that you exercising power when you're simply doing something that you are allowed to do, much like how a parent allows a child to have certain freedoms?
Now, wait a minute. Look, you're not going to sit here and do that to the many women that fought for their rights. You're not going to sit here and do that to the many black people.
What do you mean? What do you mean the many women?
People that had to die for that. What are you talking about?
Hold on. Christelyn, hold on, Cynthia. Hold on, Cynthia. Julius.
I don't want to be
Julie, hold on, Julius. Hold on. Cynthia, oh my God. Christelyn, please come forward.
Hello. Okay, so I just want to educate Julius and say that a white man is responsible for black men's ability to marry and procreate with black women. Are you aware of that? That it was a white man that appealed to the Supreme Court. Are you familiar with Loving versus Virginia? But even prior to that, so 18 years after slavery was abolished, a former slave wanted to marry a white woman. Wait a minute, can I finish?
Julius, I want to hear what she's saying because I want to learn something possibly.
I have been very quiet. So 18 years after slavery was abolished, it was a black man that appealed to the Supreme Court to try to marry a white woman, and it was rejected. But I need for you to understand that it was a white man that appealed to the Supreme Court that legalized and ratified Black men's right, everybody actually, but since we're talking about you,
You didn't got me fucked.
Since we're talking about you, it was
So
can
that
I
means
finish?
protest
Can
I'm
I
sorry,
finish?
Julius, are you
going on
speaking right
strike doesn't
now?
work.
Julius? Julius,
I'm sorry, I
Christelyn is
thought she
still
was done. I thought
speaking.
she was done. I thought she was done.
Listen. I feel myself getting very angry right now. And I don't want to lose it. Julius, I've been very respectful to you. Don't listen. She's speaking and I want to try to learn what she's saying. Do you have something? Do you know what she's talking about? If you don't know, this
No.
is an opportunity for us to all. I want to learn what it is that she's saying. And it's impossible for you to say that you thought that she was not speaking. Listen, you are a grown man. In 2 years, you're going to be 30. By the time you were 14, this country saw you as an adult. You have two choices, man. Either you're gonna listen, we're happy to have you on the line because I have never in my life had the opportunity to speak with someone who has the knowledge base that you have, Julius. And this is why we're asking you questions, because we want to see how your mind works, because I personally have never spoken to anyone like you before. Cynthia, have you? Cynthia?
Like I said, can I just continue educating Mr. Julius?
No, I have not. Sorry, I walked out the room, but
Okay.
to a
Christelyn,
degree I have, but not really.
have you ever spoken to
Yes,
a
Master
person
Teacher,
like
please teach
him?
me.
Christelyn, have you ever spoken to a person like Julius?
Sadly, yes, I have.
Have you? I have never. So this conversation, I'm happy to be in this conversation. So listen, Julius, I hear you talking to yourself over there, but listen, you don't want to see the other split side of my personality. So just simmer down, young
I will
man,
stop.
okay? Simmer
I will stop. I
down.
will definitely stop.
Because I'm at
But I appreciate you.
97% before the curse words start rolling. So simmer down, all right? Simmer on the backside, please. Just fall back right now. I want to learn what Christelyn is saying. Please, Christelyn, say what you're saying about the court cases, because I had not heard of this before.
Yeah, so 18 years after slavery was abolished, a Black man wanted to marry a white woman, and it was rejected by the Supreme Court. Loving versus the state of Virginia, Richard and Mildred Loving, where it was a white man and a mixed race woman who fought to stay married. And it was that couple that allowed for you and your brethren to have this alleged win that you believe you have, to marry and procreate with Black women. I just wanted to know if you were aware of that.
I'm sorry. Yes, I am. For the record, I am.
Wait, what?
I'm agreeing with you. Yes. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm aware of that. Yes, I'm aware of that, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, we just need to be very clear on the things that so when we're talking about history, and like we need to talk about like real history versus like movies like 12 Years a Slave and Django Unchained. We need to actually talk about like what really happened. That's like what's really in the history
And what case
books.
did you bring up just now? I didn't get a chance to look that up. Could
Loving,
I verse myself off that?
Loving,
But
Loving
you
versus
just said,
Virginia.
wait a minute. You just said you knew though. I'm so curious. You just said
About
you
Loving
were
versus
aware.
Virginia. I'm pretty sure you Google searched that just now too. So let me Google search it and read
Really?
it and see what's
No.
Sir.
That's the case that ended anti-miscegenation laws in the United States. So people who talk about interracial dating are very familiar with that case, because that was the one that had it repealed
Yes.
in this country.
Sir, I have been a part of lovingday.org for over a decade. I did not just Google
All right, so
Richard
listen,
Mildred Loving.
let's switch now. Thank you so much, Christelyn, for educating us on that. Um, Julius, you wanted a moment to speak and say something, and then Cynthia, we're gonna have you back up.
Yes, I mean, yes, it was a white man that actually signed and did all of that and whatever you said happened, but it was many of people that that the case of that actually affected fought for that in the streets, and it wasn't broadcasted. And it's a lot of folks that's in the streets doing work and dying and passing on the legacy and passing the torch that are not being noted
There were
for it.
people who were
So
protesting in the year of Loving versus Virginia.
I'm not speaking on that case, but I'm speaking of when you said over Mama, I'm not just saying it. I'm speaking on the fact of what was it, the situation where there was some things signed into the law and it was a white man that did it. Yes, he could have been the forefront of that, but I'm pretty sure it was some people of color and it was some people
But
with some
Christelyn
women
just
fighting for that
educated
too.
us on the name of it and who was involved in taking it to the Supreme Court. So
And let me
this is
read it
what,
down.
so
It says, Virginia-led case decided on June 12, 1967, in which the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously 9-0
right,
struck down
we're
the state
familiar with that.
and
We're
miscegenation statutes of Virginia as unconstitutional under the Equal Protection and Due Process clauses of the 14th Amendment.
yeah, we
So,
that
and
is
I've
the
already
what
spoken
you're
towards the
reading right
amendment and the
now,
clauses
word
that have
for
happened.
listen. What you're reading right now, word for word, is the Wikipedia article. We read that on
Yes.
air the other day. If you want to take some time to get to know that, by all means, do that. Cynthia, come forward, my dear. Cynthia.
Hey, so here's the thing, and this is like the last point I'll actually make about how Black men got permission. There were 4 cases that Black men took to the Supreme
And that's
Court
why you want
prior
your
to
white
Loving
boy,
versus Virginia. Why
because
why
they got
why are you
power
cutting
and
me
money.
off?
Yeah,
Why are you
let her
cutting me off?
speak.
And
We
less
I gave you an
psychological issues.
listen. Hey, babe, listen. I
Yes,
gave you
ma'am.
an opportunity to speak just now, and you were reading from Wikipedia. Now it's Cynthia's time to speak.
No, because okay, I just wanted to because I'm
No,
not well versed on the actual case,
I know, but if
but
you
I
want to
know
do
there
that,
were
go
some
read it.
amendments
Go.
that were
I know.
made.
Listen, but if you're not well versed, this is an opportunity to. I'm in. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Julius, the amendments were not made because of you. They were made because a white man wanted to be able to marry whoever he wanted to marry. It was not because of you. You've been
So
powerless.
what does that
Black men,
say though? I mean,
Julius,
can we get a one up
Julius,
and fuck a white bitch now and then and again, and think that you know what I'm saying,
Julius.
and get a little bit like we own this fuck?
I'm sorry. I had to listen. Julius had to get put on. I'm sorry. Lord of mercy. Julius had to get put on mute real quick. I'm sorry. All right. So listen.
He's so emotional. It's like I'm trying to not lose it, but he's so emotional and he won't answer the questions and I'm getting irritated. And it's either spaz out on him or just don't talk to him. Like I'm trying to be as patient as I can possibly be, but he's not even first he's not answering the question, and then when he responds it's in a very nonsensical way with stuff that literally makes absolutely no sense to anybody. Like he just doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
The bottom line of it is this: Black men think that people see them and elevate them in society, but they don't. And I don't know where he's getting this information that white men see him as. Like, Julius, where are you getting that information from that
He
white
can't
men
hear
see you?
you, unfortunately.
Oh,
Let
he
me
can't
bring him
hear?
back. I just needed a little break. Give me 1 second. I'll bring him back. All right. Give me 1 second. We only have a few minutes because apparently we've been on for 40 minutes again here. All right, Julius. Julius, I had to place
Okay,
you on a quick hold. That is
that's
a
real kind.
one-time courtesy hold.
That's real.
The next time that we have these outbursts, I'm just pressing the disconnect button, and that's going to be it.
I'm just
I
trying to express myself,
I
Tanya. I
know,
feel
but the
like
thing
I'm
is,
just sitting here answering
it's like
questions and
I
I don't
know,
get to
but the
express myself.
no, I gave you an opportunity to express yourself. You started reading from Wikipedia,
I know, but
and
I'm spending my time.
Listen,
I'm spending my time answering
I didn't
questions.
tell
I just
you.
want to express
All right,
myself and
I'm gonna go ahead
ask
and
my
put you on
questions.
hold again. If you just, if
Okay,
you listen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, Cynthia was speaking.
Okay.
Julius, where are you getting your information from when you say white men see black men as elevated? Where are you getting that from? Julius,
You said seeing black men as what?
where are you getting your information from when you say that white men see black men as elevated by being with a white woman, even though her social status declines? Where are you getting your information from?
Um, I know history a little bit. History a little bit, and it's kind of like, like for the longest of time,
Where are you getting the information
it's
from?
been things.
I only have 5 minutes left
I
on
I,
backstage. Go ahead.
I just answered the question. I got it from life. I got it from life.
From life.
From where it's been a
Okay.
long time where like advancement means death.
He got it
Advancement
from
means death. Yes,
where?
this is a
From
new day.
life.
It's a new day from life. Advancement means death. I mean, people,
So
what I'm saying,
did
is women
white
that
men
passed up
tell
on
you?
me because I was
Did,
dark and I had curly hair, and they
did
didn't want
white
to
men
procreate
tell you
with me
that?
because they want a
Julius,
cute baby. Because they want a cute
Julius,
baby. Yeah, I'll keep interrupting me. This is
Julius.
not the platform for me. I have to create my own platform, and I want to tell every man that's out
Yeah,
there
I
that
think
got.
you do. I like honestly, like I can't wait. Look, the
I had
bottom
to put
line
him
of it
on
is,
hold again. I'm sorry. Because he
look,
was talking and I felt
I
it.
gotta just say this.
it's in
Mm-hmm.
The
black men's
next,
head.
the next thing I'm gonna do is slap the absolute donkey do out of Mr. E for even entertaining this man at all. So yeah, thank you for that, Julius.
He's delusional. He's not getting his information from white men. He's not getting his information from data. He's getting his information from what he wants to think. And this is what I talk about when I say black men have this, they have a need to feel that white men are somehow involved in their decision, either white men seeing them as being better or white men triggering them. Because essentially what he said is that black men are getting with white women to impress white men, which is what I've been saying. If you're getting with that white woman because you think society sees you better, i.e. white men, then you're dating white women because you're trying to impress white men and they're not impressed.
Yeah, Cynthia, I want to say this. It's called a war by proxy. So they're using the women, white women, on their by proxy war with white men because they can't measure up in other ways of building, of creating generational wealth. But the way that they can, quote unquote, win is through their phallus. And so they're using phallic logic to win the war by proxy between them and white men. And that's
Oh,
why he has a problem with Black women doing the same, because it's seen as a loss when Black women do it, but a win when Black men do it. And I love that he made that very
Julius,
clear.
unfortunately, you've lost your access. Listen, Julius, you've lost your access to Julius, 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 Julius.
Why is he still talking? Julius, why?
Because he can't.
Julius,
Huh?
Julius,
Julius, why are you
Julius.
still rambling
Yeah.
on? She
Because
just
he
took you
lost
off
his.
the mute and you're
He,
talking to
That mean
yourself.
y'all not letting me talk.
no,
There's
you
people in
lost.
the chat that
Listen, the thing is, you've lost your access to be able to have your voice heard online. So you're just backstage right now because of the way that you've been behaving. You have your opportunity. Listen, if anything, you've had the most opportunity to talk. You've had the most opportunity to talk. All right, here, I'm going to take you. 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 You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but you know what? Listen, your voice is not.
it's her floor. Like I get to the floor. I'm respectful.
I put you back on air right now, but you were
Yes,
taken
sir.
off of air that whole time. You don't run this show.
Okay.
I do. I run this show.
You're right. And I love you. I swear I
Right.
love you.
No, this is not the type of love that this is inappropriate. You're going back off air again. All right. So, here we go. I am going to send you ladies, because we only have another minute and 42 seconds. I'm going to send you ladies the link for part 3. This was astronomical. This was astronomical.
If I get really, like, can we just get one question answer with a straight answer?
I
Just
don't think that
one.
that's going to happen.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that we just need to go ahead and do our parting at this moment. So if there's we have a minute and 14 seconds. I'm going to send the link to you ladies again. But at this point, we just are just going to have to just say our goodbyes to him and just sum up. All right. So Julius, I brought you back. I brought your audio back.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we're just going to we're going to just wrap this up because we have under a minute on this recording back here behind stage. So we'll give Christelyn first opportunity to wrap up. Go ahead, Christelyn.
I'm
Christelyn, I
sorry,
can't
Crystal.
hear
I
I'm
do
you.
sorry,
respect you.
I didn't realize I was muted. I just wanted to say thank you, Julius, for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. It was a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. You have no idea how pleasurable it was to speak with you. Thank you.
Okay. And then we have come forward, Cynthia.
So Julius,
Oh, damn it. It cut off. It cut off. I'm going to send the link again. I'm going to send the link again. Julius, it's just you and I now. This is unbelievable. All right. So I just sent the link out. They'll be back in a moment. So Julius,
Yes.
Julius, yeah. I appreciate you taking the time. This was a much longer video than I had anticipated. So I appreciate you taking the time to come out and have this conversation with us. So thank you for that. We're going to start up the next broadcast. So Cynthia will say her final sentence to you, and then I'll let you have final word. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I hate that my views are the way that they are, and if there are any constricting views, I hope that personally, I am not the same. You know what I mean? Base by
You're
base basis.
you're not the
Sometimes
same as
I gotta
when.
maneuver. You know,
You're not the same as when.
I mean, like, it's just sometimes it's base by base. You know, in real life, when it's right in front of you, in the heat of the moment, sometimes you do have to do what you have to do to survive and be how you have to be to survive. And I do understand that, but I just believe historically there's this underlying thing. You know what I mean? And
Okay, so the
I
ladies
just
are
get
back.
to
So Cynthia, go ahead and say your final word to Julius.
what was that? I only heard a part of it.
Oh, no, no, no. He was just saying some stuff, but it's your turn to say your final word to him.
Oh, Julius, I think it would benefit you if you actually educated yourself because it sounds to me like you have a lot of conflicting, confusing, like contradictory thoughts that you have and perspectives that you have. I think that you are projecting what you believe is a benefit to Black men who date white women onto white men. I think you're projecting your thoughts and assuming that white men see you being with a white woman the way you see Black men being with a
I've never
white
been
woman,
with a
and
white
they
woman.
don't. Right. I'm
She's
not
not.
talking about you. I'm talking about Black men. You seem to think that
But
your perspective, Julius, you seem to think that your perspective of black men with white women is the same perspective that white men have, and it's not. You mentioned
But
something
why is
about
it the
you
same type
control.
of nigga that go for white bitches? Why is it the same type of
This
weird
is the
ass
language.
off
You
the
hear anybody
wall
else using this
computer?
language, or you want your
I'm sorry.
mic cut
I'm
again?
sorry. Oh my god.
There's one contradictory. There's two that I want you to consider, because you gave an example of your cousin. You said that when black men get into relationships with white women, then that white woman takes on black ideology and black culture, which, number one, that's completely false in general. It's actually the
You're a
reverse.
lie.
Black
You're a
men.
fucking lie. Her children are mulattoes.
Julius, stop.
Because they got curly
Julius,
hair.
Julius,
And
turning a
she
child
cut
into a stereotype.
because she's
Why,
white
Julius,
with a
why
black
are
man.
you cutting me? Julius, why are you cutting me off? Because I'm losing patience. That's not true. The bottom line is black men succumb to white culture. Black men submit to white women. You said your cousin ain't even doing nothing and he's been treated like a charity case. So therefore, that white woman,
his situation,
Julius,
right? That's his
Julius,
situation.
no, it's not his situation. It's all of their situations. That white woman runs your cousin's house. She dominates your cousin's home. The white woman does. You said he sits up and
They
plays
don't live
video
in the same home though. I
He
did say
doesn't.
that.
And even if she was in the home, then why are you giving your cousin as an example if he ain't even in the home with the white woman? Why are you using your cousin as an example?
Because he's a fucking idiot. He should have been doing what he doing.
But you gave him an example, him as an example of black men dominating the home with a white woman, and he ain't even in the home with the white woman. It's delusional.
He sold out for
Julius.
nothing. He sold out for nothing.
Yes, he sold out for nothing. He can't be upgraded with her resources.
And if you can admit that a white man got power and a white woman got power,
Julius, stop cutting me off. Julius, stop cutting me off. The white woman doesn't have more power than white men. Stop cutting me off. He can't be upgraded.
The white man has more power than white women,
Julius,
but he wants a black woman.
Julius, stop. Because you're obsessed with black women being with white women because it reinforces your inferiority. Because you don't like it, because it reinforces your inferior position to white men. That's why you don't want to see a black woman.
Look, this is the hierarchy. I do want to say that. White man, white woman, black man.
Because it shows how inferior you are. It shows how inferior you are. Because you can't stop him from being with a black woman.
Yeah, but I do not want to see y'all go out like no pansy. I don't want to see y'all go out like no motherfucking secondary.
Julius, it doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you want. Nobody cares what you want. The bottom line is you cannot stop white men from being with black women. You can't stop white men from being with black women. But white men have and still can stop you from being with white women tomorrow if they wanted to. You know why? You know why?
Listen. You know what, Julius?
He ain't Julius.
All right. I had to put him on hold.
He's been dominating you for over 500 years. So what does that make you? If the white man ain't shit, but he's been dominating you for over 500 years. Julius, he ain't shit, but he been dominating you for over 500 years. What does that make you? Less than shit? Are you negative?
It makes us a fucking victim. Goddamn it! What the fuck? Didn't nobody have no guns in slavery?
Exactly,
if we had guns, you think it'd have been like that? No.
Hey, can I get a word in, please?
And pickaxes and shit. Ain't no guns. We have to uprise for real. What the fuck?
And guess what, Julius? And guess what? Victims don't control anything. Victims don't control anything.
But how are you simultaneously more powerful than white men and then also victims? Wait, Julius,
so
can I
that's why
ask
you're going to take your
please?
vaccine and you're going to marry a white man? Fuck it. You're going to marry a white man? Fuck it.
Huh? Okay, Julius, I got to ask this question. How is it that black men can be simultaneously stronger than black men and also be victims? Can you please really
because I want it all, God damn it. I'm going to take all of my problems. I'm sorry, Tanya. Because I want it all. I'm going to take all of my problems. I'm going to take the hood with me. I'm going to take everybody that's struggling. My grandma don't want to move, man. My motherfucking
Okay,
grandma
so
don't want to
could
get
you
out the
please-
hood,
This
man.
is
She want to
Okay,
stay
so-
there.
so can you take
these flashbacks
whole
struggle
hood
that
with
you
me.
Can you
like.
take
We all
some
getting
deep
out of here.
breaths,
You want to
Julius?
die alone?
Julius,
Die alone.
can I
But you going to run off, you going to marry a white man, you going to sell out, you going to die 1,000 deaths. Me, I'm going to die one. I'm going to die one death because I'm a motherfucker. I ain't no coward. That's why I'm ain't going to die one death.
Julian, can I just
you go out there,
please,
you die 1,000 deaths. As soon as you
Can
fuck
I-
around with that
okay.
white man or whatever, you think it's okay for interracial or whatever. After the history shows, the history has shown that they don't give a fuck, and they will kill you and your motherfucking man.
Yeah, and you know
sell your
what? They
children.
also
You do that shit,
history
fuck
also
you.
shows
Order!
that white men
Order!
kill you and they don't
Order!
give a fuck, as you say. I want to
Order!
can I just say, listen, the history also shows that white men don't give an F, like you said, and they'll kill you too. So
About
but my
you or
question
nothing. So when
is,
you think you black, that's how Mr. E said, nigga. He don't give a fuck about you.
okay, so let me just ask you
He
this.
said, nigga,
How are you?
comfortably. Like he wasn't no brother. It ain't no brothers that's gonna whoop his ass. Her brothers ain't gonna fuck him up for saying that. But me, I'm gonna come out of my family and fuck him up for my sister.
So then why
Man,
don't you
y'all
do something
crazy,
about it,
yo.
Julius? Julius, then do something about him saying that word then, since you're so powerful,
That's
victim.
too
Then why
specific.
don't
That's
you
too
do something
specific.
about
I'm gonna
him
come after
saying that
all
word?
their ass. I want all the motherfuckers, yo. I don't want just that nigga. I want all of them. I want the sisters to know that they don't fucking really love you, yo, for real.
Can
because
I just
there's too much
can I
evidence
just
that
ask
says
him?
otherwise.
Can we lower the temperature just for a second? Just for a second,
fucking
Julius.
money,
I
yo.
understand.
Get off that fucking money.
Julius, I understand that you are upset and you're very emotional about this and you're very passionate. I hear you. I want you to understand that I do understand where you are in your emotions, but I just really want you to answer me this question. If you really could. I understand emotions because I have emotions too. You know, I get really upset too, and I cry and get upset, but that's like what girls do. So it's, you know, it's kind of
whatever,
like
but
what
you go and do I do different actions. If niggas was right here in front of me, I do some shit. But if ain't nobody in front of me, you gonna hear this, and I gotta get.
Okay, so Julius, can I just please, Julius, I understand you're upset, but can I ask you again?
And whatever, stop trying to downplay and patronize me, yo, because y'all crazy.
You wanted for people to listen to you and not interrupt. Can you please grant me that same courtesy?
Because look, y'all crazy.
Julius, did I interrupt you? I think I've been very quiet. I'm just asking you. I've asked you maybe 3 questions, and this is really the last question I want to ask you. I want to ask you, how
you haven't
is
asked
it?
me. You know what you've done? You controlled the conversation, and you haven't
she
ever
didn't.
allowed
You know
me
what?
to
I've hardly
speak.
said a
So now
word.
This is
when I
Christelyn.
speak and I actually
Christelyn is the one. You don't
before?
listen. Christelyn is the one who their voices are very different. Christelyn is the one who educated us about the loving versus Virginia and that. So
Yeah, and
you're cutting
I was
cutting
the
her
one who
told
told you about the belay.
Yeah, let her
They on the
speak,
same
Julius.
team.
Julius, let her speak.
I just want to understand. And Julius, if you could please, because I understand you're upset, but can you please answer me this? How are Black men simultaneously more powerful than white men and then also victims? Can you please explain?
You said, how are Black men also more powerful, but simultaneously victims?
Victims. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Victims. Okay. So let me go ahead and lay the basis on what the victim mentality is.
No. How can a person be more powerful and also a victim?
No, because you could be a victim of domestic abuse. You could be a victim of credit card fraud. What we are a victim of is systematic abuse to not only destroy, but to manipulate. But to manipulate the Black community. Not just white, not just Black. I got dyslexia, I keep telling you. Not just Black men, but Black women as well. So when you think it's, oh, I love you, these motherfuckers don't love you.
Okay, so
how I can be simultaneously a victim is that now you got these pieces of paper. There's affidavits and there's motions filed in court that niggas don't know about. Niggas have no knowledge of. The game is rigged.
Okay, wait. Julius, just a quick question.
From the jump. No. From the jump,
I just
there
want
has
some
been
clarity.
a
Can I have some
disadvantage.
clarity?
Okay. So you're gonna interrupt me, or you have the floor? I'm
No,
sorry, you have it.
I
I have
just
nothing
wanted
else to say.
clarity
I'm
on
too
what you
ignorant. My
said, if
brain is
that's
emotional
okay.
right now.
Can I have clarity on what you just said?
Go ahead.
Can
Get
I?
some clarity. Some I guess some
I
specific
just
court
want
cases
some.
that you didn't pull up or something. Nobody want
I
to hear
just
that, man.
want
You know what
some.
historical is.
Okay, so I just want some clarity. So, Black men are more powerful, but what makes them victims
Genetically,
is okay. So what
genetically,
makes
and
them
spiritually,
okay?
we are the
Okay.
chosen people. We are
Okay. So
genetically dominant. What are you saying?
okay. So does that also mean intellectually dominant?
It doesn't mean it doesn't have to be intellectual when you got this paper and when
Huh?
you have a construct that places you at a disadvantage. When you have words you don't understand, it doesn't have to be intellectually, because one could be intellectual in one spot, but be ignorant in another, because we are not 100% smart in all areas. No one is.
Okay, so I want to just make sure I understand this. So you're saying that black men are physically superior but intellectually inferior to black men. Is that what you're saying?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Are you saying, I want to make sure I hear you correctly. Are you saying that black men are physically superior to white men but intellectually inferior to white men?
That is not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that black people have been at a disadvantage when it comes to education. And you can, if you want to look some shit up, look that shit up. People
Clearly,
with
you have
ADHD
been
medication, you
disadvantaged in
look up
your
ADHD
education,
medication
sir.
and look up all that shit. If you want to do that, do that.
The
There's no need.
Whatever.
No,
educational
They
listen.
have
system
Let's
people at
not
a
has
throw shots,
disadvantage.
failed you.
Christelyn. Let's not throw shots. Let's not throw shots. Okay.
Y'all cut me off all the time. They have
Listen.
been at a disadvantage.
No, but
Okay.
I am curious
It
though.
was
Hold
illegal for a
on.
nigga to
Hold
read.
on.
It was illegal for a black
Yeah,
person to read. I'm
but the
sorry
thing is,
for
so how
and it was
did?
illegal for them to write, and they will die for that.
Yes.
Was it
How
illegal for
did
That
you
is
to
a
read?
disadvantage for centuries,
Crystalline?
100 years,
Did,
for over 100
Crystalline, I'm gonna
years.
put you on
That's a
mute.
disadvantage.
Behave
That's a
yourself,
disadvantage.
Miss. Julius, I'm curious. How did Black people become educationally disadvantaged? How?
Slavery, centuries of slavery. It
Right,
was
but
a
how did
gangster law for them to
my
even not. They
question,
would die
but
for it.
I think the ladies make an interesting point. If Black men are spiritually superior, physically more dominant, genetically dominant, how did Black men get enslaved? How did they end up enslaved? That's
Because the white man noticed that shit, and they have
notice that they
their
were
means as
dominant.
well. Yes. Do you think when they found DNA, when they discovered DNA, when the person who discovered DNA looked
Right.
that up, when they
No, but
discovered
DNA wasn't
DNA, it was
discovered
supposed to
in
put the
the
black man in jail. It was
1500s.
supposed to put every black man in jail to deem
Hold
them.
on. I'm gonna put you on. Listen, I just had to put you on mute. I had to put you on hold.
That the
I
black men were actually genetically superior than white men, and that white genes actually came
listen.
from
My
black
voice
genes.
is too soft.
Then,
Hush,
then
hush. It's either you're gonna hush or you're going, because I'm fucking talking right now. It's as simple as that. I don't know how much more you need. Calm your ass. It's as simple as that. I'm trying to ask you a question. And I think this is a good question. If Black men are stronger, more powerful, spiritually superior, how did they stay in slavery for 500 years? There has to be something lacking that the white man has over the Black man for the Black man to stay subservient to him for 500 years. What is it?
God.
So God wanted the Black man to be enslaved for 500 years?
We did too much, and we became cursed.
So we're
Yes, we
blessed
were
and cursed
enslaved.
at the same time? You said we were the chosen. We were chosen to be cursed?
We were look.
Girl, you know white women are about to elevate them out that.
We did too much, and we were cursed by God. And now the 400 years are up, and I'm telling y'all, you better make the right choice.
But you're saying that white women elevate Black men, which means that Black men are lower than white women.
No, no, no,
in your
no, no, no. That means
opinion?
it doesn't matter anymore. That means the game, the playing field is open. So many. That means how many ever white bitches I can get and however many black bitches I can get. That's me.
Black
And I promise you,
bitches.
you can look at the
Hold
statistics and
on.
say who's winning.
You
Who's
get with
winning?
female
White men
dogs?
can't get a spot.
You get with female
Niggas,
dogs,
they want
son?
black
What you
men.
talking
Everybody wants a
about?
black.
Listen, I had to put him
This
on
is that
hold.
dusty three trash bag logic, Tanya. I'm telling you, this is three trash bags circle dusty logic. All of its
All
glory.
right,
I'm
Julius,
telling you.
listen. Julius, listen. My voice is too soft to be up here hollering, and you making me look bad by having me cursing and carrying on because you won't raise to our level. You want us to come down to yours. So I'm going to let you go ahead and go because it didn't really seem like you wanted to participate in this conversation fully. You wanted to
I kind
holler
of
and
did.
talk over me and all of that. I gave you so many chances for hours. So listen, I don't mince words. I was happy to have you on the broadcast at first. I'm happy that we were
Okay.
able to
Please
delve
don't do
into
this
your
again.
mindset. But by the time that you made me have to open up my mouth to begin cursing at you in order to get you to listen, because my voice is very soft, I shouldn't have to start cursing to get you to
Love
hear
your
me
voice. It's
out.
fine.
So now at this point, I have lost a tremendous amount of whatever it is that I had for you before this conversation. Thank you so much for participating. Cynthia, is there anything you wanted to say since you're up on the
You too.
screen? I guess not.
I just think he's
I
delusional.
just hung up on him. He's gone.
Yeah, he's very, very, very delusional. And I'm thinking black men are bordering on some type of psychosis, or a lot of them are just on drugs. Because at this point, when you choose to believe something that is just not real, it's not evidenced by history, there is a problem. And then brother, he can't even admit it. He thinks that he's winning because he gets to choose a white woman and a black woman. But then he was nearly on the verge of tears talking about Emmett Till. This is incredibly problematic. Like, it really is. And I know, Tanya, you didn't know that he had the three trash bag pathology. I know you didn't know that. I didn't really know it because when he came on, he presented himself as articulate. But this is an emotional ball of dust. That's what
Why
he
must you
is.
behave this way, Cynthia?
You know
Why
he
must you
is. Look,
behave this way?
look,
Christelyn,
this dust is crazy.
I don't know
Yeah,
what happened. I have
yeah.
a headache, and I took so many days to get rid of the last
Mm.
headache that I had. Christelyn, what are your thoughts on all of this? Like, we need to
I
debrief.
Well, my first thought is that I gotta smack the ish out of Mr. E for even entertaining him. We're gonna have to deal with that on the back end. But I want to. This whole situation has been very enlightening for me. I've got to make some different kind of decisions just to protect myself because while he he seems very disjointed in his logic. He is damaging to me, and he's damaging to the mentality is damaging not just to me. Let me just take me out of it, you guys. So I'm gonna bring it to the ladies. Like, you ladies, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I look at Julius. He's a good looking guy. He's got nice white teeth. I don't know if he did like the little brush up to get those nice white teeth, but he's got a nice smile and he's a good looking guy. But when you peel back the layers, it's like, is this the kind of man that you guys want to lead you? And I think that Black women need to make some decisions about the type of men that they elevate and choose. Because if this is your king, I'm sad for you. But I also want to say this. I want to thank you, Tanya, despite um, our past history. I want to thank you for the opportunity to engage with Julius and speak, and Chris and Sin. I want to thank you for the opportunity to kind of tag team on this. Thank you, ladies, both very much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Cynthia.
Yeah, no, that I'm look. Honest, look, I've dealt with some struggle bandits. Okay, I have. Like y'all know, I have. I've split off the calls. I've aired the calls. This one kind of takes the cake. Aside from that dude saying that black women have nowhere else to go and are stuck with black men, this is like at the top of the dust meter, where you just like it's
The dustometer.
like so Tanya, can we like tomorrow or something do like a breakdown of this dust?
There's no way. It's impossible. This was a 3-hour conversation. How could we're gonna be on here for 5 hours trying to break this down. There's too
Like this
much.
is
There's too
yes,
much.
it's
You know what? This needs to be broken down into its most poignant pieces because there's a lot here. There's a lot here. And I was frightened at some points. I was frightened.
me too. I'm actually really curious as to why he got so aggressive when I started talking to him nicely too. Because it's like I would have been turned up, but I want to respect your platform, but I would have lost patience with this dude a long time ago. Like
Yeah,
a long time ago.
I wanted to say too, like, yeah, you were extremely gracious, and I think what triggered him and what happens in my experience is that when you challenge them with just asking them, like, okay, I'm listening to you, I'm listening to the facts that you're presenting, can you please back that up with something? I have some questions, I have some clarity questions that I have for you. And the more clarity questions that you ask, the more agitated that he became, because I feel like um, he's he's in a space where he can say the things that he can say without being challenged. And I think that you asking those clarity questions kind of challenged him to have to, you know, um, put some back his ish up, and I think that's where he started to lose it.
I think you're right because I think he was kind of projecting when he said, "Oh, y'all are not going to make me look like an idiot." I think what he meant to say is that I don't want to feel like an idiot. And I
Mm.
know that I'm going to sound like an idiot. And I just don't want you guys to highlight that because he sounds like an idiot. And it's cringy to me how you'll have black men, they're so fearful of white men, they're so subjugated, they've been for a very long time, but they continue to try to be the mouthpiece for white men. And it's like if you know white men well enough to be the mouthpiece for what he thinks, what he values in society, because essentially black men are saying that somehow when a white a black man gets with a white woman, all of a sudden white men see value in him. Like it's so delusional. But he thinks that he can speak for the value of white men. But despite all of that knowledge on how white men think, they have failed to get from under white men's subjugation. It's like amazing to me how black men know so much about white men, but just not enough to get from under his subjugation.
And then when I asked them, Cynthia, I asked them, well, how do you know these things about what white men say? Oh, well, I work at the FedEx and Amazon distribution center, and Cletus told me that he don't like y'all. And that's how I know. Like, this is really what the frame of reference is. So Cletus at the Amazon distribution center told you something not nice about black women because you wanted him to, right? You asked. And here's the thing, very weird to me. I have never heard of a white man, a Hispanic man, an Asian man ask men of another race, what do you think of their women? Do you find that weird, Cynthia, Tanya?
Well, and they don't. Most importantly, they don't ask black men, and I think that that's really interesting because if like you can tell with Julius, he has very little contact or interaction with white men. And I don't need to listen to that Clubhouse to tell that he has very little interpersonal interaction with them. He doesn't talk to them often. He's not around them often. And yet he still thinks that he knows white men's mentality enough to speak for what he desires and values in black women and black men. And he can be the mouthpiece for white women too. It's really amazing to me. It is amazing to me how much knowledge black men have. It really is. But
Yeah, but
nobody.
it's weird, but he didn't know about Loving versus Virginia. He had to Wikipedia it. But he knows so much about interracial marriage and how it elevates black men, but he doesn't even know that it was a white man that allowed for black men to do what he's saying is a win for black men to do in the first place. That's weird.
Well, he mostly knows how he feels about seeing a black woman with a white man. I don't even think he really, like the rest of it. I don't even think he really pays attention to it. I think he genuinely is, and I think a lot of black men are triggered when they see a black woman with a white man, because even any win that he even could have taken with a white woman is erased the minute that he sees a black woman with a white man. And it really is like he can dance around it. He can say whatever he wants to. He can go back to the plantation. But at the end of the day, what he's telling you is that my inferior position is reinforced the minute that I see that white man with a black woman. And that's why he would say it reminds him of the trauma of the plantation, because that was the height and the pinnacle of when black men's inferiority was highlighted. Like what other time would black men's inferiority have been highlighted other than on the plantation? And so he may not know this, but on the subconscious level, it's reinforcing his inferiority. A black man doesn't feel good, and they will never feel good. I don't know. I don't care what they say, to be the most subjugated male in society, knowing that he can't move freely, knowing he can't express his quote unquote manhood or masculinity freely, and then to see that he's dominated and subjugated. The dude just said he's a victim, and then to see that he's so much of a victim that he can't even stop white men from having the best of the black men, the best of the black women in his community. It
Some of the black
reinforces
men
his
too.
inferiority. Yeah, the best, exactly, the best of black men and black women. He gets the best of their community, while black men get the lowest of white men's community. And they know that, but he's not going to come up here and articulate that. He could barely formulate a response. Like it's just they're not smart. He doesn't know what his thoughts mean to him, and that's why they came out jumbled and confused, because he can't even, like, he has fractured pieces of thoughts and opinions on things. That's why he won't answer anything. But he should have just came up here and said, "Oh, well, because to me, if I see a black woman with a white man, then it just tells me I'm a loser because he's dominating me. I have no social power. He has all the power. He has all the wealth. He has all the resources." And now he has our women too. And to know that just like on that plantation, there is nothing I can do to stop him. There's nothing black men can do to stop it.
That's deep.
And they can sit up there and say that it doesn't make them feel inferior, but it does, because he already admitted, oh, black women are tired of us. Yeah, we are. And so once black women are done, you have nothing. You don't have anything, and they know that.
Well,
That's
it was
deep.
certainly enlightening. And I say that that's an understatement. I don't even have words for what just happened. I'm gonna have to process a little bit. But yeah, uh, I understand that Black men have an issue with Black women dating interracially and marrying intellectually, and it's because, again, of the proxy war that is happening between the two men. When they get a white woman, it's a win. It's like they won a battle towards this. And if a Black woman goes with a white man, then it is considered a loss, and it is a punishing situation. But what was interesting to me was that while he was saying that, and I just noticed is that he was saying that he thinks that Black men going with white women is not something that Black men should do. He simultaneously celebrated it. I just want for us to sit with the fact that while he said this is not something that the Black community should do, he was very, very celebratory of that action. And I just want you guys to sit with that.
Which
He
guys?
celebrated it because he thinks that white men are going to accept him if he's with a white woman. That's basically when he says, "Oh, it's a win for Black men. They see us differently." What he really wants to say is, "Oh, white men will accept us now. White men are more likely to accept me if I'm with a white woman," and that's actually the exact opposite. From what I've seen and from the studies that I've read, white men look very poorly on both Black men and white women when they're in a relationship with them. And when they see them with a white woman, that's not a symbol to a white man of your pride and your strength. That's a symbol of your weakness. He wouldn't even allow you access to a white woman unless she was highlighting your weakness. He knows you're desperate. He knows that woman is going to dominate a Black man. He knows that. And then he talks about the lineage. He talks about, oh, all you see is these images of biracial people with white people. Yeah, because the product of that is going to be a white person. They know in 2 generations, the third generation is going to be a white, and it's going to be white. And I know because this is in my family. I have a white, blonde hair, blue eyed great niece. This is my brother's grandchild. 3 generations. You have a white person. You don't control that lineage, white men do. Even your sexual behaviors with that white woman are highly controlled. They're just too stupid to realize it. They really are. They're dumb at the end of
Cynthia,
the day.
can I ask you a question? Um,
Yeah.
so you have a lot of siblings from what I understand, which is great. And a lot of them did choose to date and marry interracially. Why do you think that is?
We do the sister talk discussions, and you would have to ask them because I can't speak to why they made that decision. I never asked them. But the next time we do sister talk, you can feel free to call in and ask them. And they might answer you, but I can't speak to why they chose the way that they chose.
Okay. Well,
But I do know that I see with my eyes why white men would allow Black men to be with white women. I see it. I see it on a wealth level. I see it on a genetic level. I see how it further neutralizes him, how he takes on her mentality. And if we see it, white men saw it long before we saw it. They know they white men know exactly what they're doing by giving Black men access to white women. They have it 100% under control. They even know probably 10 years, like another 100 years down the road, they've already planned for what that's even going to look like.
yeah.
Well, I think that honestly, Black men this is what they want. I think they want dark-skinned Black men and biracial Black women. I think really that's what if they could have an ideal phenotype classification for Black people, it would be like, what we see on the movies, like the dark-skinned Black man and the very, very light-skinned biracial presenting Black woman. If they could ensure that every Black girl could come out looking like that, they would be happy. And every Black man being dark skinned and chocolatey like Mr. Julius, I think that's what they want. Maybe a white man scientist can get that for you. Maybe you should ask him. Do you guys think that maybe a white scientist can
I
make that
prefer to
happen?
be referred to as a woman, a lady, but not a guy. I don't think that that's going to happen, though. I don't think that that's going to happen. I see, and it's a sad mentality. Like when he was talking, I honestly felt really sad because there's this lack of esteem, lack of self-love that seems to be embedded in black men, that they feel that they are going to get inside of a white woman because of the proximity to white men. And it's sad that they don't see their worth, that they don't that they're looking for the counterpart, for the oppressor to validate them. It's very sad, honestly. It's very sad. We only have 3 minutes left on the backstage. So ladies, I'll give you each a minute and a half to sum up whatever it is that you'd like to sum up on this conversation. Whatever you'd like to say. You have a minute and a half each to say it.
Oh,
Crystal.
I was just going to say they don't even see themselves as having any value until they're able to obtain a white woman. And that's why they don't care how bottom shelf she is. They don't care about her weight. They don't even care whether she has teeth in her mouth. They probably prefer that she doesn't. But it doesn't matter the conditions that she's in. Black men don't feel like they have any value unless that value is bestowed upon them by a low tier white woman. That's when they feel like they have value.
Hmm. All right.
Well, I want to
Chris.
say this again, Cynthia. I have reached out to you personally on email. Tanya, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to the man that caused all of this kerfuffle. I appreciate that. But I also just want to say again, Cynthia, I did something that was not very sisterly, and I apologize. We can talk about it more offline, but I want to say this: no matter what happens with my YouTube channel, what I do moving forward, I want Black women to pick the best man for the job, period. I do not think that Black women should be worshiping anybody. I think that part of the problem is what Cynthia G says, is that Black women do worship. There's a Black man worship in our community that is hurting us, and we're not allowing for them to be accountable, which allows for a man like Julius to come up on a stage and swing his phallus around and think that it makes him the smartest person in the room. And so I think that if things are going to change, and let me tell you something, I do like Black love. I do love Black love when it's functional. But we can't be grading folks on a curve. And I'm sorry, as cute as Julius's smile is, anybody who thinks that you wouldn't be grading him on a curve if he's going to be a man, I just don't know what to say to you, sis. But thank you. Pinky's up and pick the best man for the job. And I'm not perfect, but I love Black women. I love you. And Tanya, thank you for giving me the platform to speak.
Yes, absolutely. I'm happy that you were able to come up. I definitely think that there's some things that you and I need to discuss offline. And do you feel that there's some things we need to discuss offline?
Yeah, I do. I've been feeling away. I don't think that, with 3,000 people watching,
Oh, I'm
it's,
just it's just a question.
yeah.
Do you feel that there's some things we
Yeah,
need to
I
discuss?
do feel
Okay.
away. But
Mhm.
one thing that you guys need to understand is that I'm always willing to talk to people I have an issue with. And if people have an issue with me, I'm willing to talk to them too. So, yeah, we can talk offline. I'd be happy to do that.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, ladies, everybody give a round of applause for the infamous Cynthia G and Christelyn Karazin that we had on the broadcast today. And even a round of applause for Julius, who was able to engage in this conversation with us. You know, the conversation got prickly, the conversation got hairy, but he stayed on with us to the very end. So I appreciate him for that, because that was not, must not have been easy. So, wow. We have a bunch of cash apples that have come in while the whole broadcast was going on. So I'm going to take some time right now to read the apples. There were so many that came in. So
let's jump on that and hey. And listen, I'm sorry that I did not get a chance, that I didn't get a chance to get to your apples during the broadcast. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of these on this broadcast, but you know what? I will try. So if you sent an apple, hold on, I'm going to read your apple. If you did not and you want to jump out now, you can. Or if you want to hear what people are going to say in the apples, stay tuned. So Grenada sent $2 and said, really sad what's going. Shake my head. Stay blessed, Tanya. I don't, yeah. Listen, that was a boondoggle if I ever saw one. Cassandra sent $50. Hey! She says, Leo season, you look radiant. Thank you so much. I'm tired now at this point. Thank you. And then we have Portia who sent $1 and says, does he feel this way about black men, white women couples? Of course not. You know he doesn't, and we spent a great deal of time going through that. Alvy sends $2 and says, off with his head. Lord have mercy, child. Agia sends $2 and says, he had a Freudian slip. He does say N lover. You know what I'm saying? That was stunning. Joy sends $5 and says, still majoring in the minors. Child, if you listen. Daphne did a face palm. Oh, gracious goodness. I tell you. All right. Lois sends $5 and says, you have a lot of patience, LOL. Child, listen. Some people say I'm rude and I don't have patience. So, child, I don't know. Lois sends 5 and says, oh, wait. You have a lot of patience, LOL? Wait, so Daphne says, I call shenanigans. And Lois said, you have a lot of patience. Ugh. Christina sends 222 and says, white men don't respect black men because they don't respect themselves.
Prophesy, Papa!
I think that's part of the issue right there. They don't respect themselves and they find it to be a badge of honor to be with a woman who looks like the men who they are angry with for oppressing them. It's very strange. It's like seeing a child with a doll, a white doll that they think is better than the black doll, and expecting that the person, you know what I'm saying, that the people who look like the doll are gonna be like, wow, we respect you so much more because you want a doll that doesn't look like you, that looks like me. No, it's like standing firm, standing up is what's going to garner the respect, but it doesn't really seem like they get that. Christina sends 111 and says, BM living vicariously through white wombs. Yeah, child. And then she says, BM are not entitled to our loyalty or genetics. Listen, you saying a word right there. And she says, this is the very reason why BM don't have respect. Absolutely. And she says, BM don't represent society. Therapy does wonders. I just, there was a lot to unpack in that call. A lot to unpack. Cynthia, Nyla, I don't even know if we have that type of time, honestly. Alvi sends $2 and says, I understand he agrees with Cindy points. He basically agrees with Cindy points. Listen, absolutely. And then Christina sends 111 and says, being with a white partner doesn't mitigate your blackness. Yeah, but the thing is that they're looking for any little bit that can give them some sort of validation, like the white woman validates them. And it's so sad. They don't really see how the self-hatred is in that. Iris says, I have no words. Child, I didn't have any either. At some points, I was just stunned. Keisha sends $5 and says, thank you for the comedy show. Lord have mercy. Let me get into the picture. So thank you for the comedy show. Ah, how funny. How funny. Let's see. Kaisha sends $5 and says, he didn't want to hear the actual stats. No, he didn't. This must have been when the phone got disconnected. Wow, we are way behind. But listen, then Ari come back and says, what the blood clot Guan? Where I'm go? You're so silly. Listen. Ciao. And then Allison sends $2 and says, did some white man take a woman from him? I hear bitterness. Ah, how funny. I don't know. Maybe. You never know. And Percy sends $5 and says, I love the way Pink Pill talks. So proper. Percy. Okay, Percy. I'll tell the Pink Pill that you said that. And Joy sends $1 and says, can't fix, but worried about a bad behavior. I don't even know what that means. Can't build, but worried about a bed wench behavior. Lord have mercy. I hope that's not what you're saying. Allison sends $1, says, I don't think he has real life experience. I don't think he does either. That was sad to witness. That honestly really was. Whew. Joy sends $1 and says, need to be passionate about building. Absolutely, does need to be. That was that whole broadcast. I have no words, honestly. I have no words. Deanna sends $2 and says, proud of your level of self-control. Well, I did lose it towards the end. Hey, where's your chat here? Let me put your chat there. Uh-oh. That's not the right one. Let me take this and I don't have another one. And everything is malfunctioning. The captions are malfunctioning. Everything is malfunctioning. Whew, I don't see another chat box, but here we go. Here, I'll put this here. No, you can't see it. It's too small. Here, I'll put this here then. All right. Man, this was something else. I tell you that much. All right. So Deanna sent me 2 for my level of self-control. Thank you. And Tony sends $1 and says, Julius King of the struggle thought. Listen. Remember when Cynthia at the end was like, you didn't know that he was a 3 trash bag struggle dusty or something along the lines. I don't think anybody knew when he first got on the line, because he seemed, it went downhill. It didn't stay up very long. It actually, as soon as the other ladies came in, it just really, JC was laughing. Girl, listen. And Callie sends $10 and says, girl, you deserve $1 million for this. # Julian. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump in the shower after this. T sent $5 and says, he's saying white men don't love black women because black men don't really love white women. Oh, that's an interesting point of view. Interesting that you came up with that thought. Maybe that is what he's saying. He's projecting. Akeisha sends $2 and says, Tanya, your face is classic. Thanks for this. Child, this was something else. Ebony sends $20. Thank you, Ebony. And says, for moderating this conversation. Is that what this was? Is that what it was? Listen, I don't know what this was. Hey, Tam Tam's in the house. Hey! Text notification squad. And she says, $2 for being you. You're awesome. No, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And Anita sends $10 and says, so glad I didn't miss this live. Ciao. We love you too, my dear. We love you too. Thank you. This was something else. Let me refresh. Oh, wait, there's more. Pink sends $1 and says, why hasn't CK dumped Mr. E for saying the N-word? I think we pretty much gathered that this conversation has given her a refreshed sense. She said she was going to, slap him for even having paid attention to the guy, because after speaking with him, I believe she found out that he was just so ridiculous that nobody should have been paying attention to him in the first place. And I think that she is, and we can ask her, I think she is, from what I gathered from just hearing the response, I think she's going to, how do I put it? I think she is
going to that speaking to him and seeing his lack of logic, etc., cemented for her that they shouldn't have paid attention to him in the first place, and that perhaps, you know, things wouldn't have escalated the way that they did had they known what a jester he was. Ebony sends 1111. I've been seeing that number a lot lately. And she says the generational dust, Mammy cheering him on. Wait, you saw Mammy's cheering him on? Oh my. I can't even imagine. And Callie sends $10 and says he only respects you when you get aggressive back. I know, it doesn't make any sense. They always talk about how they want all this femininity stuff, but then you have to get loud, get a bass in your voice, and then start cursing them out in order for them to listen. It's too much. Celia sends $20 and says black men love straining out gnats and swallowing camels. What does that mean? Straining out gnats? I guess that's doing too much in the wrong direction. Straining out gnats and swallowing camels. That sounds backwards to me. And Callie sends $1, says, Alexa, play Carl Thomas, So Emotional, LOL. So emotional, I just can't let go. He was very emotional, but I think that was deliberate, because I think, you know, there are certain people out there who feel, oh, if I get emotional enough, that's going to derail the conversation, that's going to stop people, that's going to take eyes off of me. And there are some people who use that as a manipulative tactic. You know, Mary Jane sends $1 and says, thank you for being patient with Julius. Thank you. And then did you all hear him talk about black women dying alone? So it's like there's this dusty logic and this dusty talking points out there. But I'm happy that we were able to have the conversation. Lake sends $10 and says, Drew was peek into BM psyche. I'm intrigued. It was an interesting conversation. It was interesting, but it also became very draining. I would have really loved to just pick his brain and dive into that more, because there was a lot to unpack there. So thank you. All right, so listen, I am tired. I had meant to do another video this evening. So I'll most likely just announce the video tomorrow when I get ready to do it. However, what I want you all to do is to make sure that you are part of the text notification squad. Let me refresh and make sure that there are no more apples before I turn off the screen. All right, I want you all to make sure that you're a part of the text notification squad and get your text notifications so that you'll know when I'm going live and you'll be able to be in the house. The link is in the description to join. And it's $1.99 a month if you're in the US, $4.99 a month if you're overseas. I'm sending text to over 200 countries worldwide, and $50 a month if you're overseas, $22 a year. So if you have gained anything from my platform and you want to support the platform, $22 a year will get you a year full of text notifications, and you get the text delivered straight to your phone so that you can always be here on time. So listen, we're going to go out with a dance, you all. Oh my goodness, here. Hey. Go ahead, throw those boxing gloves up. Thank you all for being here. It's late, but we still got a wine inside of us, don't we? We got a wine inside of us. Come on. Hey. Hey. You ready for East Coast wine? Here we go. Left and right and left. Left and right and left and right and left. Ooh, come on. If you at home, stand up and walk this body with me. Come on. You don't know about that. Come on, one more again. Come on. I don't see those boxing gloves. Get them boxing gloves in the air. Come on. Hey, come on. Ooh. This was a fun broadcast. Thank you all so much for coming out. Hey.
with on my speakerphone. Come on. Speakerphone. Here we go. Hey. Hey. Walk that body. Hey. Hey, we got, what is that? Panama? Trinidad? Hey, get up, one more again. We have a lot to work off after this call. Come on, one more again, come on. Hey. Come on, down low and up high, come on. Down low, down low, down low. Hey. Throw those boxing gloves up. What you know about that? Hey. 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 What is that? That is Antigua, isn't it? Hey. We got Jamaica in the house. Hey. St. Lucia? No, that's not St. Lucia. That's not St. Lucia. St. Lucia has the trident. Hey. All right, you all. All right. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is, what is the self-love lesson from this boondoggle here today? Lord have mercy. I don't know. What is the self-love lesson? What is this? I can't think of the self-love lesson from tonight's broadcast. What is the self-love lesson, y'all? Nah, I need you all to help me. What is the Panama? Yes, I got that flag right. What is the self-love lesson? I need you all to help me. That flag right there is Kenya? Was that Kenya? Oh my goodness, I don't know all of my flags. We know Trinidad and Tobago, of course. We know that. What is the self-love lesson? Don't be messy. Stay away from dust. Listen. Let the man talk. Don't make me. Grenada. All right. That's Grenada. So that means I got the other one wrong then. Listen, the self-love lesson, I don't know the self-love lesson today. Don't argue with foolishness. Well, we spent too long arguing with him then. Is that Dominican Republic or Haiti? That is Kenya right there. Okay, divest, just love yourself. Say no to drugs. Leave the dust. We got Nigeria in the house. All right, Haiti, yes, I got the Haitian flag right. Okay. What is that? Oh no, I don't know that, Virginia. I don't. Let love. Stay away from dusty. Okay, let's see. What is the self-love lesson here? If I were to say what one of the self-love lessons is that I gather from this broadcast is communicate. Barbados. Yes, communicate even when it's difficult. Yes, somebody else said communication. Listen, not everybody can afford cocaine. Listen, so communicate, I would say, because I think that on the phone as well as also on the panel, I feel that communication, that was not the flag for Chile. Somebody said, or unless you're saying ciao, you're not reading my comment. I think that the lesson there really is have tough conversations and take the time to engage people who have different points of views and really come in with an earnest mind and an earnest heart, putting ego aside and really not being afraid to learn new things. You know, that's what I would say. Opening up the lines of communication and yeah. You know what I mean? And realizing also, I would say maybe realizing that people who say ignorant things to you, that could be the tip of the iceberg of their ignorance, that there can be a whole pathology of ignorance that exists inside there. Dominica, Colombia, yes, I know the Colombian flag, yes. Senegal, I did not know that flag, but the flag is pretty. Yes, yes, I would say that is it right there. So, okay, on that note, we're gonna go back out to some dancing. The song, I think, is only a minute and a half. So come on, one more time. Get up. Get up. If you did not get up before, make sure you get up right now. So come on. No matter where you are in the world, come on. Come on. Especially if you're in Colombia. It's early enough there for you to get up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, I know you don't got this East Coast, West Coast wine like me. Look. You see that? You see that wine stand? Look, look. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. That's the hurricane right there. Come on. Hey. That's the hurricane. Hey. Listen. When I was traveling to Colombia from Nicaragua, they called me Mama Tombo. Hey! Hey! This is so much fun. I will see you all in the next video. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for coming out and spending this time with me. Oh my goodness. Good night, everybody. I'm your host, Tanya TKO. Make sure that you subscribe and know how to find the platform again. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. This was something else, I tell you that much. Oh my Lord. Never have I ever.